God, I'm muted again. Thank you, Cam. I do this every time. Let me start over. I'll edit it out later. Welcome to K to Z Movies, a live stream I do every month with Kenny Sparks, who's running a bit late, where we rank all the films that we saw in June that came out in June, and then we also talk about the films that we saw in June that didn't come out at towards the end, and have a little discussion of films that we caught up on. I'm really excited because June is starting the summer season, and I'm really excited to see how he feels about some of the films that I enjoyed or some of the films I didn't like at all. So I'm gonna just talk to you guys a little bit in the chat until Kenny comes in. He's just running a few minutes late, and then we'll get into it. We have a bunch of movies that we have to talk about. Actually, I could show you guys some of them. So this is the ranking list here. So obviously with the ranking list, we have IMAX, meaning like this, you should see this on the best screen possible, IMAX, Dolby, and things like that. Full price, meaning like this is worth a full price to go see during the night and pay full price for. Matinee mean like, you know what? Go see it on a discount. Go in afternoon where you'll get a ticket on a discount. Or maybe if you have to rent it. Stream, meaning like just wait for it to hit streaming. I don't think you should go to the theater to go check this out. It's not worth it to see it on the biggest screen. And skip means just completely skip it in total. And we have the films that me and Kenny have seen at the bottom here. Some of these films I've saw, and some of these films he didn't see, and some of these films I think he saw all the films I saw. I think there's films on here that he saw that I didn't see. So I'm really, really excited to rank them once he comes in. But let me see what you guys are saying in the live chat. 80s kids from the 90s. Hi, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nice, man. What's up, y'all? I'm doing really, really good. Had a solid day. Slept for most of it. Got some groceries and stuff like that. Played some video games and then prepped the live stream. So it was a decent day. It was a decent day. Hey, what's up, Collector Movie Man? How are you doing? 80 Kids from 90 says, I've been making thumbnails all week. Man, this guy prepping for the week for thumbnails. I wish I did that. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Maybe I should start making like different kinds of thumbnails, depending on if I like the movie or don't. You know? All weekend. Okay. Collective Movie Man says, I'm watching a really interesting documentary. It's about the 100-year anniversary of Warner Brothers. It starts off in the 1920s. Where are you watching that documentary at? Is it on like Netflix? Probably on HBO Max, right? Since it's a Warner Brothers thing. Oh, that's me. Thumbs up. Thanks, 80s kids for the 90s. And it goes all the way up to modern day, and Morgan Freeman is narrating it. Oh, that must sound great. That man has a voice of an angel. Love Morgan Freeman. Welcome. Morgan Freeman is the GOAT. He is one of the GOATs. You're muted, man. Oh, I'm always muting myself. Thank you guys for letting me know. So I didn't sound like an idiot for too long. But like Dark Movie said, it's all good. Hey, Zach, did you see Bike Riders yet? No, I did not get a chance to see Bike Riders. Kenny did, so he'll be talking about that film, but I didn't get a chance to see that. I took that weekend off because I felt like I was going to get burnt out, and I wasn't super interested in seeing Bike Riders, so I skipped the movies that weekend. Yo, what's up, Brian? Brian, what's up, man? Oh, sorry, Brian. Brandon, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Parker, stop. You're late, man. Always late. Hey, Michael 101591. How are you doing, my guy? I actually saw more movies come. I actually thought more movies came out in June. I'm pretty sure there's more movies came out in June. We just didn't get a chance to see all of them. It's a bunch of films that came out in June that we didn't get to check out. It's just so many. There's 2 or 3 of them coming out every weekend, and I only have so much time. I wish. But back last year, I probably would have saw every single film because I was going to see everything. Movie on Monday, Friday, Saturday, but I was killing myself, so I'll slow down. You said that documentary is on HBO Max. Nice. I'll check it out. I really want to see the history of Warner Brothers. Despite the last couple of years, they've had a really great history. I really enjoyed Bike Riders. It's my 5th favorite movie of the year. Yeah, man, a lot of people love that film. Sully Streams is one of his favorite films of the year. I think it might be his favorite film of the year. And he's attacking me every time I say the movie's mediocre on anybody's comments. It's hilarious. He's like hunting it down. I'm surprised he didn't pop up right now that I said that. I'm eating popcorn with butter flavored popcorn oil and a side of Sour Patch Kids. Sounds good. Sounds good. I just hit 100 movie mark for all the movies I've seen this year, old movies and new movies. Nice. I think currently, if I can, let me see. Where's my letterbox list? For this year, I've seen 60 films this year. That's new. I've seen 60 new films. I don't know what about old films, because I've seen a couple different films that that weren't coming out this year. So I probably in total I've probably seen 80 films this year with the 60 new films and then probably 20 old films. Can't wait to watch Bike Riders and Kinds of Kindness this week. Yeah, I wish I would have got to see Kinds of Kindness, another film that I missed. I went and saw A Quiet Place Day 1 instead. So I missed out on Kinds of Kindness. Dark Movie says, I've seen 198 movies this year, new and old. Man, I wish I had the time. I think I see the man, the myth, the legend, Kenny Sparks ready here. Let's bring him in. Hey. Can't hear you, Kenny. You're muted just like I was.
Yep, my mic was muted. Hey, what's up, everybody? How goes it? How's life?
Life is good. Life is solid. Life is solid.
Sorry for my tardiness. I had to grab some son of a beanstalk. I had to run and grab some food.
Yeah, you can't be on stream hungry. Oh, I think Kenny has frozen. Have I frozen, or is it Kenny that frozen? Chat, let me know. I'm not sure. I'm going to see the Kevin Costner movie on July 2nd. Okay, so you're seeing it. Oh, what was that, Tuesday? Oh my God, Kenny Late Sparks. How are you? Captain Kenny, it's Kenny. Okay. Kenny, you back? And he's muted again. Kenny, we can't hear you. Okay, he said, hold on. All right, drop it up. Let me see what's going on. Let me see. The first poll I put up was, how are you guys feeling? 37% said you guys are awesome like The Miz. 25% said phenomenal like AJ Styles. Dead like Undertaker got 25%, and sensational like Future got 12. For you guys that are dead like Undertaker, hopefully this live stream brings you back to life. Let's see. Favorite June movie. Put that in there as well. Let's put Inside Out 2. That's probably going to be the winner, but you never know. We have Bad Boys 4. Hitman came out this month as well. And then what else came out this month? That was solid. I'll put Bike. I'll put Bike. No, I'll put Quiet Place Day 1. A Quiet Place Day 1. Start the poll.
Okay, and I'm back.
You're back. Nice.
Sorry for the hold up, everybody.
We got to add that to Kenny Late Frozen Sparks. Frozen Sparks. Oh man, does anyone remember Sour Punch straws? No, that's the first time I'm hearing about that.
Did you mean patch or was it? I still don't remember that, but
yeah, maybe it's Sour Patch straws. I don't know.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Kenny? Despite your frozen madness.
I'm alive. That's the best I can give you.
Yeah. Everyone, give Kenny a well wishes because he was feeling kind of sick this week for the most of the week. But he's back at what will you say, 80%, 90%?
Yeah, I'd say 85%. I'm almost there.
You're almost there.
I still haven't recorded any of my reviews or anything like that, but
yeah,
we're getting there. Also,
you gotta be healthy, man. You
can't use your stream to ask the public a question. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about like the revolving lights. I know there was something I experimented with in the past, but I had it like on a solid blue purple thing for a while, and then I'm just experimenting with having it rotate a little bit more.
Okay. I think maybe just for me, I think maybe for your reviews, have it solid, but for live streams, have it rotate.
Mm.
So I think maybe we're edited reviews. It's weird. It might be weird for some people who are like, it's red and blue, and then maybe you had to cut a piece and then turns green and it's like random. But during live stream, it looks dope. So
yeah, word. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, I'm ready to do your show.
Yeah, man. Collect Movie said, I voted for Bad Boys 4, but if you would have put Bike Riders, that would have been my pick. Nice. Great to hear, man. Okay. So we have a lot of movies to get through.
We do.
So we're going to start because we don't want this to be for bajillion hours. Also, what's that movie called? A show called? The Sunday
HBO
yes.
show,
House of Dragon.
Yeah, we compete. Watch the last 15, 20 minutes of last week's episode.
Yeah, I need to watch the first 2 episodes of this season. I haven't watched that at all. He said, they try to take my boy Kenny out, but he's got his strength back by sleeping through.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Sully, I was just talking about you, Sully Streams. That's pretty funny that you came in hot with that comment. That was funny, though. All right. So the first film we're going to talk about, we'll talk about A Quiet Place Day One. That's the first film that's here. Mine is just start with that. So talk to me. Do you have the synopsis for A Quiet Place Day One up?
I don't. Let me grab that.
Yeah. And so I'm not bugging out. Let me get the synopsis of the second movie. We'll just go back and forth.
Cool.
All right. Tell the people.
See, they just spoiling everything on the IMDb.
Mid of Dragons. Just joking. Oh, don't let Collective Movie Man hear you say that. That's his whole life right now.
Quiet human being.
Quiet human being. Sully, aren't you on your honeymoon? Your dedications to the stream are top notch. I think he's done with his honeymoon. I'm not sure.
So I have it.
Gotcha. What's it?
A woman named Sam finds herself trapped in New York City during the early stages of an invasion by alien creatures with ultra-sensitive hearing. Now, if you guys are familiar with the first 2 movies, you guys kind of knew the last part. Like, we're dealing with aliens with ultra-sensitive hearing. But what you didn't know is about the new characters that we're being introduced to, such as Sam, such as... I tried so hard to catch Joseph Quinn's character's name. I think it's Henry. Is it Henry or Harry? One of the two, right? But yeah, so Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Eric. How? Wow.
That is hilarious.
That's crazy. But yeah, Sully's going to accuse me of sleeping through that one too. So essentially the movie is, it's day one. It takes place. It's the first day that the aliens strike, or like land on Earth in New York City. Of course, New York. I'm sorry, is always getting attacked. Y'all got so many invasions. I don't know how y'all are still standing right now, but yeah, essentially the most interesting part of the movie, or the most interesting part of the premise coming into this movie, is the idea of the aliens landing in a place where it is known to be loud. I actually really did love, and this isn't a spoiler for the movie, I actually really did love that the movie opened up by telling us the average decibel level of New York City, which was really interesting. It was like it's a scream, essentially. It is
a constant one.
A constant scream, which is really interesting because of the type of creatures that we're dealing with. Overall, I did find the movie to be enjoyable, but I was disappointed by a few parts of it that, well, without spoiling it, which I will not spoil it, the parts I was not necessarily satisfied with was how quickly we moved off the initial invasion and went right to the aftermath. My entire excitement about this movie was centered around, of course, Lupita Nyong'o is awesome, but it was centered around, okay, what was it like when the aliens first struck, right? And so we got that for like, I want to say a 5 to 10 minute scene of the initial ruckus that was going on. And then it kind of cuts to quiet. And I'm like, no. I want to know all the stuff that happened in between the initial and Lupita like showing up or waking up after the initial strike, right? So I just kind of was disappointed by how quickly we moved off of that. I mean, you would think that the entire premise of the movie, like day one, would be okay, so how exactly did they figure out that it's by noise, right? How exactly did the government start to mobilize and start telling people, which was really funny in this movie, about hey, y'all need to be quiet, and then just attracting every creature to that point where they told everybody that they need to be quiet, which I thought was really interesting and really ironic. Um, but I think the parts of the movie that I don't want to say save it, but make this movie worthwhile is spending that time with Lupita Nyong'o, as well as the cat. The cat was amazing throughout this movie. The cat, like, I don't want to be a curmudgeon. The cat was great, but at the same time, I was sitting here thinking, like, ain't no way in hell. This is definitely a movie cat. This is a cinema cat because
cinema cat.
I have a cat. I've had cats. I've had many cats over the years, actually, and none of them are
that good.
Finding their way to help you in any way, shape, or form. Right? They are once they run, they're gone. But also Joseph Quinn comes in, and he comes in quite late into the film, which I was also surprised by. But at the same time, I welcomed that, or I was happy about that because it gave Lupita at least enough time to kind of bake, right? Or to kind of they let her cook for a little bit in this movie before we got to Joseph Quinn, and then Joseph Quinn's character, it doesn't turn into this weird love interest kind of thing. It's kind of like, hey man, look, I'm in a situation that I can't get out of in Lupita's situation. Joseph Quinn's character, he's from a place other than New York City and other than America, and I really I'm stuck here. I ain't got nowhere else to go. Let's just try to get some pizza, right? So, so all of that was great, and I don't want to spoil like what it was about Lupita's character that kind of helped her take that approach because I don't believe that any of the trailers mentioned it, so I don't want to mention it myself. But I will say that the circumstances that they were in made that part of the movie believable. Of them going to search for that piece of paper, that piece of pizza, that piece of memorabilia. I realize I've been talking for a minute. So in general, I enjoyed this film. Here's the last thing I'll say. I thought the movie took some shortcuts that I didn't appreciate. So the first one I already talked about. The second one, there's a Nightcrawler. I don't know what they're called. An alien coming down a stair.
Oh, Death Angels.
Yeah. Okay. I had no idea what they were called until I watched your review. So the Death Angels, one was coming down a stairwell of a subway station, and I'm like, oh, how are they going to deal with this? And then they just cut to them it kind of being dealt with, and I was like, hey, this is what we're here for thing, right? How are we going to navigate? This is what the slow moments are for, but they just cut to something else. So there are a couple of situations like that I kind of felt gypped about. But in general, I thought it was a good movie. What did you think?
Yeah, so going into this movie, I was cautiously optimistic because like John Krasinski directed the first two films. He wrote the first one. And I really love the first one. Like I said in my review, I think that's one of the best modern horror films, one of the pinnacles, and one of the most influential ones we had. We have a lot of Quiet Place copycat films now. One of them is going to be on this list, on this thing here. We're going to be talking about it, actually. Okay. And so when I saw that none of the original cast was coming back, except, kind of Dijon from part 2, but I don't like part 2 as much as part 1, so that didn't excite me as much.
That's interesting.
I was like, oh boy. And then it's the director of Pig was directing it, and I like Pig, but the jump from that kind of low budget movie to this $80 million film, I'm like, okay, how's that going to translate?
Yeah.
And I'll say most of my fears were quelled. Like, I think the director did an amazing job going from Pig to this, because I think Pig was his first film. Okay. So from him to jump from like it cost probably like $10 million, and $8 million of that went to Nicolas Cage. So from that to this, he did a great job doing the initial attack. He did a great job with the quiet moments. You know, it was a quiet place. But like what I mean that I'm like even before the Death Angels attack, like we spent a lot of time with Lupita's backstory and like what condition she's in and her supporting cast and everybody around there. And that kind of comes into one of my not negatives, but one of the drawbacks for the film. I think that they had a really great cast that they didn't utilize, right? Like I think that Dijon Mahansu's a fantastic actor, and the way that the trailers put it together, I thought he was going to be in the movie more. And I'm pretty sure parts of his like what he did in the film was cut because there's scenes like when I was doing my review, I was looking at the trailer and I was like, wait, this scene is not in the movie.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so like and specifically it was with him. So I'm like, okay, there's parts for him that they probably cut down. And then also Alex Wolff, who I think is a great actor as well. You know, from Hereditary, he's been in other stuff as well. He actually was in Pig with Nicolas Cage, so I could see how he transferred over here. I thought he was the nurse character.
Okay.
And I think he's a great actor, and I think that his character would have been great to, you know, and they didn't utilize him the best. So I felt like if they would have utilized, they could have still had the same kind of plot, but if they would have utilized these like great actors all together to find ways to get around this situation, I think it would have been a little more thrilling. When you only have two characters, it kind of takes attention down a little bit. When you separate those characters and you just focus on two. But other than that, I really love Lupita's performance. I think she's phenomenal. She's one of the most underrated actors on the planet.
Agreed.
I think whatever you say about the movie Us, her performance in that film
should have got nominated.
Should have got nominated for an award. It's only because it's a horror movie that it didn't get nominated. And it's more horror than Get Out.
Yeah.
And
I don't love Us, but she was great.
She was great in that film, and she's you know, Black Panther. She's 12 Years a Slave. Like, so countless times where she's proven that she's one of the best actors, and she's also has range, right? Like her character here is not the character that you see in other stuff. Joseph Quinn reminded me so much of Robert Downey Jr., especially when he first showed up, when he came up from where he came from. I don't want to spoil, but I was like, whoa, that's like Robert Downey Jr. from Iron Man 1. Like if you remember that scene in Civil War where they de-aged Robert Downey Jr., that's Joseph Quinn. That's how he looks. But yeah, I think he has a great presence on screen. He's charismatic. He's easy to get invested in. Really easily, and I really like his character in the film. But that initial invasion, the way it was set up, the way it was played, it's not a spoiler. There's like a lot of dust and stuff like that when it happens, and you're trying to. That was really, really great because like you don't know where. On top of what you don't know what the hell's going on, you don't know where it's coming from. Like that initial part was great, and like you said, I really wish the movie lived up to the trailer and the name of the film, and I think it would have been great because it really advertised itself as this was going to just be day one, right? We'll get a little bit of explanation of what's going on, how this all started, how it spreaded, and we really don't get that. It focuses more on the characters, which I liked, but I wish it was a mixture.
Yeah, and
they did a better job with that. But overall, I really liked the movie. I thought it was really, really good. I think it's worth seeing in the theaters, like I said in my my review, because of those. I've got to stay quiet because this shit is intense, and to experience that with other people.
Yeah. I even if the movie was called like A Quiet Place, New York, right? I don't think I would have had the same expectation of us exploring everything that Day One was supposed to tell us about, or A Quiet Place, Lupita, which wouldn't make any sense. But, but yeah, overall, like, so where are we putting the movie at?
All right. I could find the thing. Oh, there it is. So where would you put it? Like,
I would put it at
and chat, let us know where you would put it in the ranking system.
Matinee and full price.
Okay.
Definitely not IMAX. I would say matinee, probably.
Matinee. Okay.
I enjoy this movie. I don't love this movie.
Gotcha. I think in terms of a theatrical experience, I think it's worth a full price admission.
Okay.
Because I think that you should see it with a bunch of people.
That's what you said in the comments about it should be seen in IMAX, because I actually saw it in IMAX.
it should be seen in IMAX. I don't know because how small some of the moments are. Like that initial 15 to 20 minute attack thing that they did.
Yeah.
probably IMAX worthy, but the rest of the film doesn't have stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't even say that first 15 minutes. I don't think that attack is that impressive.
really?
It's
Yeah, okay.
It's over in the flash. Like, it's not like it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is, like, it's not like Star Wars. I know that's weird, but it's not like this huge grand thing, right? It's
like Dune Part 2.
Yeah,
Like,
it kind of like takes
that.
place in not in shadows, but a lot of it is flashes of the aliens going by your screen and tackling somebody or taking somebody out, right?
Gotcha.
Even like them descending is kind of like through the glass of a bus, and you're kind of like looking up at it. Yeah. But I did see it in IMAX, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I wouldn't put IMAX either. I don't think it's the sequences require IMAX, but for me, I would put full price.
Okay,
I think it is a full price experience, just so that you can watch it with other people.
Yeah,
matinee, you might end up meet 1 or 2 people in there with you, because most of the time that's during work hours. Yeah, so Quiet Place, day 1, which was kind of not a day 1, but was a day 1.
It definitely wasn't a day 1.
Yeah, it was like week 1.
Yeah,
there was a lot going on there.
For the movie.
Yeah. Let's see what
in the Quiet Place Arrival. I mean,
Arrival would have worked.
There's a movie called Arrival, but at the same time,
yeah, Arrival would have worked a lot too. He said, "Hey, how did y'all not know? Well, I just watched the movie once. His name was Eric. I just watched the movie one time.
They were speaking in English."
And they also wasn't speaking a lot. It's not like she said
and low. They're speaking low because they had to.
He said Kenny Sparks be like, oh my god.
Funny thing, I saw 2 movies, did not fall asleep.
That's an achievement.
Same day, did not fall asleep.
He said it's titled day 1, but it's really week 1 or a week and a half 1.
Yeah.
Was it a week? I don't know if it was a week. It might have been like 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that long. I really love that part too. I wish they explained more. Yeah. I don't know if I wanted an explanation where the Death Angels came from, because I think that would have been a little too crazy. Like, who the hell would have known?
I don't care about. It's not that I don't care about the Death Angels. I don't care about where they came from, right?
Yeah.
What I do care about is, okay, so New York is the loudest place in the world. There are, I don't know if hundreds of millions is too much, but it's
a lot.
It's tens of not hundreds of millions of people there. How did y'all get them quiet in a day? Like, how did that happen?
How did people? Yeah, I wanted to figure out, like, people figuring out, oh, you have to stay quiet, stop panicking.
Yeah,
like that. They should have showed more of that.
Yeah,
like that's what zombie. I think that what A Quiet Place is trying to do, because I feel like it feels like it's elevated horror and not like schlock horror. I think what they need to do is take a little inspiration from zombie movies, right? Like zombie movies, they make sure to do that. They show you the characters figuring out how to focus. Like whether it's the zombies that are blind and can hear, or the zombies that can see but run slow, or something like that. They help you figure it out so you know the rules and regulations and stuff. And it'll be nice if we saw that, because we didn't see that in part 1 or part 2.
I think my favorite part of the movie, without spoiling it, was the crowd funnel scene in the middle of the movie. I was like, why are y'all
doing this?
Walking with them. This is not a good idea.
At all.
Because all it takes is one.
Yeah. And this is the decibel thing.
The first 2 movies taught you all it takes is a baby, and you might get yourself out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. The cat was awesome in the movie. That was the best part of the whole movie.
The cat was cute.
I like the cat. I don't know if the best part of the movie, but the cat was cool. I was sitting there like, how the heck does it not meow? I feel you on that.
Cat, for sure.
I don't meow at least once. This cat was smart. It was like, I want to live. I'm not saying shit.
And then it would run away and then like come back. I'm like, I have never seen a cat do that.
Very loyal cat.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say is that, I found out after that it was actually 2 different cats that played that one cat.
That makes they do that a lot for like
animals,
babies, and cats and animals. Yeah. They often
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, they got to give this cat an Oscar nom. I'm like, which one? It's two of them. They both gonna get it? Hey, what's up, Delo Movies?
What's up, Delo? How's it going, man?
He said, Pig is one of the best Cage movies and directorial debuts in recent memory. It was really, really good movie. I didn't think I was going to be so emotional about it. And also, it subverts, because the way it's advertised is like a John Wick copy, and it's not that at all. Hey, Dark Room Movies. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Dark Room? How's it going? How's it going, Joel?
Lupita is always phenomenal and was extraordinary in Us. Agreed.
I agree. Yep.
Oh, wow. Quiet Place Day 1 is number 2 at the box office right now. Inside Out 2 is still number 1. Of course.
That's great.
We knew it wasn't going to beat Inside Out.
I think that it had a $70 million budget, or 80. You said $80 million budget?
I think 80, yeah.
I think it made like 40 something in its first weekend, which is great.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I think Inside Out is going to help a lot of these movies in terms of this is why, you know how people talk so much crap about MCU and DC and too many of this. Marvel and DC movies were helping smaller movies.
That's
because
correct.
People were going for repeat viewing of those films and they're like, hey, we should go check out this. I didn't even know this was out. Let me go check out this other film.
That's correct.
And that's what Inside Out is doing right now. You know, Bad Boys is still holding down because people are going to the theater to go check out Inside Out. And then everybody like, oh, Bad Boys 4 is out. Let's go check that out. That looks like it's fun.
Yeah, so many people just don't watch all the trailers like us and all this other stuff.
No.
So they go to a movie theater and what do they see? A bunch of posters and standees and all this other stuff. By the way, the standee for A Quiet Place was great. It was like a subway station.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to put it to send it to you, but yeah.
And the posters in my theater now move. Like it's not like just a poster. It's like a digital.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you got the posters.
It's like a trailer. It's like a mini trailer on the wall.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's dope.
Soon they'll have the characters like talk to us through AI.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bad Boys, it dropped to 4th place in the box office. Not shocked. I feel like that it made its money. I don't. It has a certain limited span. What is it called? Fan base, and we'll be talking about it soon too.
I saw this week is 300 million have reached finally.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, I think the movie looked great. It had its own visual style that looked great on the big screen. Oh, you talking about Quiet Place? Yeah,
it looked good for sure.
Hollywood in their movie titles, am I right? Yeah. Sometimes it's like that don't make no sense. That didn't match. That happens a lot. Okay, you talked about that. Between 8 and 10 mil in New York. 8 and 10 million people in New York.
Okay.
Still a lot of people.
Why did I say hundreds of million?
I don't know.
Wait, do you mean like New York as in like just New York, or
New York City?
Okay.
There's 8 to 10 million people in New York City. 10% said, hello, chat. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing great, man. How are you?
I understand the cat coming back anytime. I'm sick. My cat will not leave my side and always follow me around. He meows quite a bit. Oh, the sick part actually makes sense without spoiling it.
Yeah.
Hey, TJ Billups, what's up?
TJ Billups.
The dynamic duo. I appreciate that. I'm Robin. He's Batman.
I'm definitely not Batman.
He said, hey, I got to post a few from A Quiet Place Day 1. Nice. Thanks.
Oh, cool.
Zach lives in the future. What? I wish. I'll tell you guys everything. Hey, Zach M. What's up, man?
What's up, Zach M?
He says Zach the K Movies is a brilliant series name. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Who came up with that? Was it Mama Bear?
Yes. I know it was a woman.
Yeah. Because they're brilliant.
So it was either Mama Bear. It was Mama Bear for sure.
Yeah, it was Mama Bear.
Because we hadn't met
Kiara
by that time.
Yeah. I gotta watch Day 1. Wasn't too excited for it since I thought Quiet Place Part 2 was okay, but Lupita rocks every role she takes. Yeah, like I said, I don't hate Part 2, but I just don't think it's great as Part 1. But I think this is better than Part 2.
It's interesting because I actually value or rate, whatever you want to say. Part 1 and Part 2 are the same. I actually see them all as the first one is like one movie.
One movie.
I love Part 2. Yeah, Part 2. Yeah.
Gotcha. I just think that the characters acted more stupid in part 2 than they did in part 1. I got the movie and said, "I'm Batman."
There you go. You take it.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. My Walmart. Oh, you gotta tell us what you got at Walmart, man.
Nice.
Zach said, "Zach, glad to see you feeling better, Ken."
Thanks, man. I'm getting there. I'll start
Getting
putting
there.
out reviews at some point.
we need those. I need those in my vein, man.
Oh no, not the crack.
So the next movie we're gonna be talking about, Zach, a crack of you. Next movie you can see right here. I know it's a little small. Is Watchers, and I have the synopsis here pulled up. No, I don't. Now I do. It says a 28-year-old artist. I don't know why it matters what age she is, but a 28-year-old artist gets stranded in expansive, untouched forest in Western Ireland. Finding shelter, she unknowingly becomes trapped alongside 3 strangers who are stalked by mysterious creatures every night. This was directed by Ishana Night Shyamalan. If that name sounds familiar, because that is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. So let's talk about Watchers. I guess I'll go first. I actually recently watched this movie this weekend. I didn't get to see it when it came out in theaters. I was kind of excited because I am a low-key M. Night Shyamalan fan. I like that he goes for it in his films. When I see his movies, whether it's good or bad, they will be unique. They don't feel like other stuff. And the fact that he, puts his own money up to make his films and then get it distributed after, I think it's really, really noteworthy. And I hope a lot of veteran directors start doing that so they can get their films made and stop waiting for other people to help them get their films made.
Yeah.
And he also puts his people on. Like, he's putting his daughter on in this film. He's going to be putting his other daughter on in his next film because she's going to be starting her singing career because of that next movie.
Oh, that's
all
cool.
The songs in there is her songs and she's performing in the movie. And it makes sense to me. Like, if my dad makes a movie, it's like, hey, let me be the singer.
Absolutely. Because I'm actually sick and tired of the conversation about nepotism, especially when it comes to people who nepotism rarely actually benefit. People of the brown and black complexion. And so when they start benefiting from it, it's like, oh, nepotism. Is like, hold on now. Ron Howard and Bryce Dallas Howard. Hold on now. Let's not do that. George Clooney. So, but Ishana Night Shyamalan does it. And it's like, oh, nepotism. It's like,
relax.
Don't be picking and choosing now.
Don't be picking and choosing. But yeah, I'm tired of the nepo baby thing because it doesn't matter how much you get help. If you suck, it's not going to help. It's not going to make us like it, right? Like, and I'm not saying that Ishana sucks.
Yeah,
but but I think that she. So, like, for example, the way I want to say it is like, I think Zack Snyder is a great director, right? I think he's a fantastic director. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. And I think, I'm not saying Ashana is one of my favorite directors, but I think that she's showed that she could do directing really, really well in this film. But she wrote the film as well. And I don't, just like Zach, I don't think that's her strong suit.
Yeah.
I think when Zach creates a story and then has someone else write the film, that's when his films are better. And I think she needs to, if she wants to adapt or create an idea, she needs to get a writing partner. Because I think the writing of this film is what hurts the most. This is advertised as a horror film, and it's not. I didn't get scared not one goddamn single time in this movie.
There's nothing to get scared about in this movie.
This is a dark folk horror. No, this is a dark folk fantasy film. And if it was played more like a modern fantasy movie that had dark elements, I think it would have been better because she could have focused more on that type of film than trying to make a horror film. Because this feels like A Quiet Place, but you're stuck in a house with the deaf angels can look at you and they can't get in until they want to. That's kind of what I felt like throughout the movie. I thought the lore was very interesting. I thought the performances were solid. I think the movie looked good. I think there was a lot of interesting aspects that made me keep watching. I didn't turn it off. I didn't feel like I wanted to turn it off, but I just think that the movie kept going. Like, okay, we should be ending right now. And it was like, no, we're not ending. And it was like, oh, we should be ending right now. Like, no, we got more. And it was like, it just kept having more. And I'm like, bro, I don't care anymore. You hit peak, and your peak wasn't even that high.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, in my review, I think I gave it on Letterbox. You know, they do out of 5 stars. I gave it 2.5 stars. I said, the first thing I said, I think I like this movie. Like, kind of like the elements of it. I just don't think as a whole it's all comes together.
Right.
I think that's the main part of it. I think she has a future in directing. I don't think this is a situation where she's a terrible director and her father just put her on and we had to watch her garbage because her father put money into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was something here. I just think that she needs a writing partner. I think she needs to get somebody that she vibes with to write her films and she directs or co-write.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. Yeah. But yeah, so sorry. I'm looking up to see what I gave it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I gave it 3 stars. So essentially, like I enjoyed my time because I actually went to the theater to see it. So I enjoyed my time in the theater watching this movie, right? Until we get to the end, where even the ending, if the person, I don't want to spoil it at all, but there's a bus.
There's a what?
And there's a bus in the movie.
Okay.
And if the movie ended there, it would have been perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
Still not great, but perfectly fine. But like you said, it just kept going. And I like if you're in that situation, right, where you're held hostage, you have creatures or whoever like kind of in your vicinity, and you just so happen to maybe find yourself a breath of fresh air, right? I am no longer interested in what just happened.
Yeah.
It's a wrap from there,
it's over.
right? So it's over. Like there's no more investigations. I'm not going like, hey, what really happened here? I don't care. I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say, yeah. Anyway, so for the most part, like I really enjoyed this film. I did enjoy the lore building of it. I did like the fairy world building of it. Some of the stuff that we did find out after shit had ended, I thought was like, oh, that's interesting. But for the most part, especially when she's running through the woods, she's trying to get escape. She's finding hideouts. She's doing all this investigation. They're trying to convince others to join her and stuff like that. All of that I found to be really interesting. The one part out, like you mentioned, that was not as interesting was it just wasn't scary at all. I was like, I think I found like a lot of horror movies this year have had this issue where whenever the creepy thing is supposed to happen, the camera cuts away, and it's like either you guys don't have the budget or you guys think that it's clever to not show us the scary thing doing the thing that is threatening to do. And
they're making it PG-13 so more people can watch it. It's just like,
yeah, it's like, I mean, but I've seen some things in PG-13. I didn't see they threw Simba's dad off a cliff, like, and we saw him hit the ground.
But like a movie that came out this year and we could talk about now because we ranked it last month. And so if you're spoiling, it's been a long time. Taro. Yeah. There was some shit in that movie, and that was PG-13.
Yeah.
The train scene with that kid. Oh no!
Yeah,
like, whoa.
Yeah, that boy.
I want my 13-year-old seeing this.
Yeah, he splattered all over the front of that train. So
yeah,
like, so all of that, like, I found it to be an interesting experience, but it's all right.
Do you see potential in her directing career?
Say again.
Do you see potential in her directing career?
Yeah, for sure. Like you mentioned, I totally agree with you. If you have a writer with her to tighten up that script and say, hey, maybe you should stop at this point, then I think that it can go pretty well. But yeah, you know what I think it was? I feel like because the entire last 20 minutes, I feel like it's trying to develop a twist, and that's kind of the Shyamalan thing. And I'm like, young lady, you don't need to do the twist.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need to follow in your father's footsteps in that way, right? You crafted a pretty good movie. Anybody should be proud of this project that they put out,
Yeah.
but you don't need to do that. And I felt like the pressure to make a twist when there doesn't need to be one kind of sunk the movie. Not sunk it because it's still enjoyable, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if the twist is in the book because I looked it up. This is actually an adaptation.
Okay.
So I don't know if she felt like she had to fit it in there because it was in the book.
Mhm.
But I was like, look, your dad just adapted a book and he changed it, so
Yeah.
you could have did it. Like,
Right.
you don't got to put everything in there. Sometimes you leave stuff out because it just doesn't fit the visual
Yeah.
medium.
Yeah. I totally agree. And that character was never built up as the type of person who would want to go investigate that thing.
No. So
you want to be there. If you don't want to be somewhere and you're stuck, the last thing you do once you get out is go back. You're like, oh, I wonder what the history of that was.
The whole movie,
right?
They didn't show her caring about any of these characters that she was trapped with. That's not a spoiler. It's just something, it happened in the movie.
Yeah.
So when she was doing all this like this and going to talk to the girl, like, and I'm like, whoa, what? This is out of character. It started to feel like two different movies.
Yep, 100%.
Which made me feel like maybe, okay, so the Watcher section of the movie probably should have been shorter. So then you get to focus on that.
Yeah.
Because it could have been a character arc where she didn't care about people and then that happened. You know what I mean? Like there was that's another thing. There's no real character arcs. There's just shit just happening. Like the main character had this whole thing with her family.
Oh, her family.
And that shit had nothing to do with nothing.
No, it didn't. Nope.
I was like, what's the writing on the film holds the movie back, but I think the directing was good. The movie looks good.
It does.
The VFX 50% of the time look good.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of pulled back, it looks good. When they try to like show you the stuff,
when the thing is like tall, it's creepy.
Yeah.
But other than that, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, when they're far away and they're showing them tall and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's creepy. When they like had a moment where they like all started coming out and they were showing them, like, oh no, I should have never did that. We ain't even see that.
Yep. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on this one.
Yeah, we had thoughts. You know what it is? Because we both didn't review the.
Yeah, I didn't review it at all. Nope.
Yeah, so we just had a lot of thoughts. And this
I think that was
the live
stream. I was like, I'm just recovering from getting sick. Let me go see a movie. No, that's not true. No, that is true. Because I got sick the same week I saw Bad Boys, and this was that week.
Yep. So for me, I don't think this is a total skip.
Nah, it's a stream.
But it's definitely a stream. It's not the strongest film of the year. It's not the weakest film of the year, but yeah.
Don't waste your gas on this one.
Yeah, don't waste your gas. Just watch it at home. And which I did. I rented it. It got my money. Just not my me going to see it on the big screen. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, let's see what the chat has to say. They've been dropping some comments. I'm Batman. Okay, glad to see Ken is feeling better. I just checked my email. Has been delayed. Damn it! I hate when that happens. Let me say he was trying to get his Walmart package.
Yeah.
A Quiet Place 2 feels like half a movie ends where the third act should start.
That's interesting.
I kind of see that.
That's interesting.
I did want to see more of the Sanctuary Island thing that they did. So I can kind of see what he's talking about.
I do feel like it would be incomplete if they don't come back for a third movie with those characters. I'm like, guys, you got to finish this.
Yeah, I think part 3 is slated for next year.
Okay.
So we'll see what they do. I have this one rented for my flight tomorrow. Not expecting much, to be honest, but the trailer looked solid. Knowing you, you'll not have a good time, but I'm hoping. You know,
it's some merit in there.
Yeah. Thoughts on Efron possibly getting cast as Cyclops? I can see it.
Zachary Efron.
Yeah, Zachary.
Yeah, sure.
Only because of the Iron Claw. I can see him taking elements of that, transferring over to Cyclops.
I don't see it.
No?
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
I see him as He-Man, but that's about it.
They casted somebody else as He-Man already, right? Yeah, he should have been He-Man. My June ranking from worst to best is Inside Out 2, The Bike Riders. People really love The Bike Riders. Quiet Place Day 1, Bad Boys, Ride or Die, The Watchers, Unfrosted. Oh God, you watch Unfrosted? Was that June? I don't know. I watched it.
I'm about to say I don't think that was June. I think that
was it? I don't know.
Before June.
Yeah, I don't know if that was June or not. I was like, is that June? I don't know. That is hilarious though. He's like, is it June? I don't know. That's funny as hell. I guess best to worst, my number one is Inside Out 2. Yeah.
Inside Out 2 is probably
if you would have put Inside Out 2 worse, I'd have been like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, because when initially his comment said worst to best and it started with Inside Out 2, I was like, wait a minute.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm dying.
Dying on stream. I will watch Watchers sometime this week, but I'm not too excited for it. Yeah, to have your expectations low.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
The Watchers had me for the first 2 acts, but lost me in the third. As I drove home from the showing, more and more things that irked me stood out in my mind. Agreed.
I agree.
I don't know if more things irked me. I just think that when I was watching the third act, I was like, y'all doing too much.
Yeah. It could
need to be almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It should have been 1 hour and 20, hour and 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was something I think TJ Billis mentioned in his review. Same thing. Like, you guys ended this movie 3 different times.
He definitely said that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of TJ Billis, Zack Snyder is not a good writer, but you better hope this doesn't find the Snyder cultists. Whatever. I just also said he's one of my favorite directors. So if they miss that part, that's on them.
Exactly.
Obviously,
in the house of Snyder.
What you said?
I said, Zach, you're in the house of Snyder.
Yeah, I'm not a cultist, but I'm not like everything he does is amazing. Rebel Moon. But
Ooh.
I like a lot of his films and I like his visual styles, but sometimes his writing is like, bro, you could have wrote the dialogue there better.
Yep.
Like the whole, I love Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, but the whole Martha scene, all I had to have was some tweaks.
Ooh.
All I had to tweak that scene a little bit.
Nobody approached you about that. Nobody said, "Hey,"
you know what I mean? they cut so much out of that movie, and they didn't tell you to change that part.
Right?
What are you doing, Warner Brothers? Like all you had to do is, he says, "My mom." He said he could have been like, "Oh, but they have my mom," and then Lois could have said, "Yes, Martha," and then that could have triggered them. That would have made more sense. Why would Clark say Martha?
Why would he say Martha? Number one, I feel like that was the boom of like social media was obviously out by that time.
Yeah,
but I felt like that was one of the first booms of like, why the hell did you do that?
Especially in comic book movies.
I remember. Yeah, for comic book movies, sure.
Yeah, that's the first big one.
The memes and all that.
Yeah, it's still going on. I see Martha memes all the time. Always come back to Lion King with Ken. Yep, his favorite movie.
Sure as hell does.
Said, who got hit by a train? Some stupid kid in a horror movie.
Yeah.
I got Lionsgate. Oh, whoa, nice. Oh, something just dropped out the box.
Now, actually.
Nice.
Lego Simba situation.
Lego Simba. I got Lionsgate Walmart exclusive Angels Have Fallen Steelbook, but I actually take it back to Walmart because I spent so much on physical. $400. Collect the movie, man. Slow your ass down.
This is what it looks like right now. Kind of looks like a Charizard.
Yeah,
but
it does.
It'll be complete at some point.
Look like you're making a Charizard. That's cool. Yep. That's dope though. Hey, Jay Parlon, what's up, man? Like everybody, like he said, hit that like button.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jay?
All the Shyamalan movies are interesting. I like the settings and the dialogue. I think the twist could have been shorter. She just needed to look at the photographs at the mantle at the office. Yeah, I think that's where it kind of could have stopped. It was like, give us that backstory. And, but then it was like Guardian Angel. I'm like, whoa, okay. This is too much. This is a horror movie.
Right.
But my other 2 steelbooks I have coming from Walmart are exclusives. Got Forrest Gump and the 30-year anniversary. Oh, Forrest. Okay, that's dope. Still need to watch that movie. I hope that the next Shyamalan movie is good. It's called Trap. The trailer is really good.
I saw the trailer for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I in the theater. I was like, "This looks great."
Yeah, it does.
You know who I think it is? I don't think it's the father. I think it's the kid who tells the father about the police coming. I think it's the black kid in the
really.
It just, I don't know why. I just think it's him.
That would be a great twist.
That's why he's so excited about it. But yeah, that
could be a possibility. And then it just so happens that this father is also a killer.
Yeah, because he does that. I think he did something like that in Unbreakable. It was like, yeah, he's a superhero, but so is he. Yeah, that kind of thing.
And the other steelbook I have coming is Prison Break. Okay.
Oh, Prison Break is a great show.
I love watching Shyamalan stuff in theaters, so I'm glad me and my wife went to see The Watchers, despite it's not being one of the best. Yeah. And this is his daughter. She's starting out. Mm-hmm. You always got to think about his directorial debut. That everybody's gonna. Yeah. I don't think I ever heard someone say Zachary Efron. Not inaccurate, just feels weird. When you said it, I was like, what?
I do this thing when I'm watching football Americano, or basketball, whatever. And a lot of times, so I'm in group chats and stuff like that. Someone will throw an interception or something like that, and I'll just say their full name. Like it's like a parent, like Joseph Burrow. If you don't stop throwing interceptions, like that kind of thing. And I have found out that some people names on their nameplate are not their real names by accident. This is like really weird, but yeah,
that's funny.
I do that a lot.
Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron did not mesh well together. Did not feel like they were a romantic couple. Also, I just learned that Efron and John Cena are cousins. What? I did not know that. That's interesting. That's like Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson found out they're cousins.
What was Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron in together?
A movie just came out called. I have Family Affair. I have Sully's review.
Oh, yeah, I watched Sully's review. He tore that thing to shreds.
I know. I just finished watching it and left the comment. It's right here. That's why I was like, oh, I have the name right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I love rom-coms and we don't get enough. But yeah, look, for me, as long as a rom-com has likable characters, I don't care if it's like stereotypical. It's like I'm there for the characters.
Some of them are Hallmark movies. If you're in the right mood, each one's is kind of fun.
Look, Noah Kaiser, friend of the channel.
Yeah,
he's watched 130 Hallmark movies this year. That's his jam. He knows what he's talking. Good.
Yeah.
I'm planning on making a Goonies video this week. Nice. Is it going to be a spoiler?
Goonies this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't watched the Goonies yet. So is it a spoiler review? Because we'll have to watch it before I watch that review. Mm-hmm. Now I need an audio clip of Zach killing 400.
That's a great point. You should definitely do that. You should definitely do that.
My top 3 for June is Bike Riders, Bad Boys, Quiet Place Day 1.
Nice.
I think it's funny how people still poke fun at BVS. Even T-Titans go poke fun at Batman. Wait a minute. What was your father's name? Superman, Jonathan. Batman. That's not my dad's name. That's great. CC.
Money.
I'm literally going to get like a audio clip of CC. Do you love me? For every time she shows up in the chat. I got to find it.
She's going to hate that. But
I know.
But it is appropriate. Wait, no, because the Canadian is kind of taboo right now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. We don't know how old that CC he was talking about. My June ranking now.
Nice. Can't wait.
How's it going? Amazing Legends. Hey, Obi-Wan, what's up? Thank you for that. Calling us Legends. It wasn't the worst rom-com, but it wasn't good. Okay. That's not a great selling point. There are not likable characters in that one. Jesus.
Yikes.
I love me some rom-coms, but Family Affair is not okay. I'm not watching it. That's 3 people in a row. Like, this is trash. That's
I'm alive.
Kenny speaks facts. Hallmark movies are great.
Yeah, when you got the tapestry artist, and she meets a lumberjack, and they fall in love in a cabin in the woods because his car crashed, and she had to change his oil, and he had to like build her tower of flowers or whatever. Yeah, those ones are
Whoa!
fantastic.
What?
There's always somebody.
So many a random assortment of things. What are you talking?
That's how they make Hallmark movies.
Oh,
Who can they
okay.
get in a flannel T-shirt, and who can open up a a poetry shop and somehow survive off that financially?
That's funny. Did I just hear you say you never watched the Goonies? Yes. Yeah.
That is accurate. I have never watched Goonies.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up, Bert?
Never was part of my childhood. Yeah. Also, what's up, Bert? Hardest working man on YouTube. Sigh. After Efron's performance in Iron Claw, these recent streaming movies, they just hurt my Efron fan soul. Yeah. You gotta make money though. People aren't casting him.
Who's the first
Another
time
movie
that actually liked him?
Another movie that he's in that's really good is you ever seen 17 again?
I have not seen it.
Great. And he's with Matthew Perry. He's great in that film. And also Apple TV has a movie he's in called The Greatest Bear Run Ever. Phenomenal.
Interesting.
He's really, really good in that. The premise is like, I forgot what war it was, but his friends all going to war, and like all the news is talking about how bad it is, how depressed they are. So his dumbass goes, I'm going to go there and I'm going to go on the greatest bear run ever and give them all bears, and doesn't realize the severity of the situation that he's about to get into. And it's based on a true story. Like there's a guy that did this. But it's an emotional story. It's funny. It's a really good movie. It was very underrated from last year. Oh my God. I'm going to put out like a 3-minute review just to get this off my back.
A 3-minute review?
Yeah. After we started returning. No, I have not started yet.
You got to do like a 20-minute like dissertation.
I know. This is Kenny right, but do it. Kenny's right, but do it. I think he's talking about the CC You Love Me.
Yep.
What's been your favorite performance in a movie? Ooh, that's a good question. Favorite performance? Letterbox.
You know what? Off the top of my head, I'm going to say the young lady whose name is, I believe, June Siwa or something. No, that's not correct. Let me just go to the film, actually, before I mess up this young lady.
What's the name of the film?
Thelma.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She is phenomenal. Miss Thelma. Crew. Nope. I'm looking for the cast.
Probably off the top of my head, just looking at my. Sorry, go ahead.
June Squibb plays Thelma in Thelma.
Yeah.
And it's her first role. She was 93. No, not her first role. It's her first leading role at 93 years old, and she absolutely killed it. I think I love her performance in that. Like this entire year, she has the best performance I've seen. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Right now it's probably going to be I think Anya Taylor-Joy is up there. Furiosa. I really like her in that movie. I can't pick one, so I'm going to pick Anya Taylor-Joy and Furiosa, Dev Patel and Monkey Man, Chalamet in Dune. Isabella Marcotte is probably up there. Probably one or two. All turtles all the way down. Yeah. Really love her in that film. And then what's her face from Civil War? Kaylee Spaney. So those are probably my favorite performances off the top of my head. Yeah. Can't really pick one. If I had to pick one right now, but it's not true one, is Isabella Marcotte, because I really love her performance in that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I also put, I don't know if I'm allowed to put an entire cast, but everybody in Challengers was great.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to put everybody in Challengers.
Everybody in Challengers was phenomenal. My top movies of June is Thelma, Bad Boys, and Hitman. Nice.
Yeah.
We're all dogpiling on Family Affair. I really were. It was funny as hell. Being in your guys' opinion, the top 3 best movies of the year so far? Oh, that's easy for me. It's Dune, Monkey Man, Turtles, all the way down.
I got Dune, Inside Out 2, and Challengers.
Strong. The Stranger Chapter 1 is a Hallmark made
I saw him comment that. That's funny as hell.
That is amazing. Half of the Christmas movies by Hallmark are pretty good. I hear that. Justice for Ricky Stenicki.
I had not seen that. I also had not heard anybody say anything positive about it.
I don't know if he's saying it in jest or he's being serious.
I believe him to be serious.
Recipe Chandler Bing. Yeah. Recipe Matthew Perry, man.
Yeah.
He played Ted Bundy in the next movie. He was great in that.
That's right. We should probably get to the next movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll come back to the comments. You're right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be quick because I'm the only one that's seen this next movie, and that is going to be I Used to Be Funny. This description of this film is stand-up comedian Sam struggles with PTSD and considers joining the search for a missing teenage girl she used to nanny. It's directed by Ali Pankib and starring Rachel Snow, who's one of my favorite actresses doing it right now. That's not what I'm about to do. There we go. Where's my little banner at? Let me do this real quick and don't spell use wrong. Used to be funny. What's funny about this film? Because I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's really, really good film. I think it's worth checking out. But I didn't find it funny. It was kind of like it's more of a drama than a comedy, but they try to insert moments of comedy because she's a stand-up comedian, so there's jokes throughout, kind of trying to cover up her pain. But I didn't find them I never or I never did that. I might have went kind of snickered. It was kind of this Gen Z know-it-all kind of comedy. I don't know if you know what I mean when I describe it that way.
Oh,
yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like but I really like the story behind it. The girl they have a lot of flashbacks to before her incident that caused her PTSD, with her and the girl she nannied, and those are the best moments of the movie with them two interacting and her kind of finding someone that understood her and her guiding this young kid who's struggling because her mom was sick. Her father's disconnected, doesn't know how to talk to her, so she's kind of stepping in and stuff like that. I think that all that was great, and then the mystery behind why the little girl runs away and she's we don't know why she's gone, and her PTSD of struggling should I go and get her because I might be part of the reason why she ran away, or should I just get over this and go find her? I thought all that was great. Her interaction with her friends, because it's really about grief. It's really about having PTSD and how just there's no way for you to rush me through this. That was a whole big theme of this movie, of her friends, her ex, the aunt of the girl she used to nanny, try to rush her through her grief for selfish reasons. Her friends wanted her to be funny again. I used to be funny.
Wow.
I need you because she was the best comedian out of the three. Yeah. The place where they did this stuff was kind of failing because she wasn't on stage, stuff like that. So they loved her, but they wanted her to get back in the game. Also, she wasn't paying her rent. So that also part of it.
Yeah.
But she's depressed. She went through something traumatic, right?
Right.
And what she went through traumatic is also tied with this girl that's missing. So it's a lot of complicated feelings that I think the movie handled really, really well. My only two faults of the film is that it's not as funny as it could have been. And also it might be a bit too long. I think the middle portion of the film probably could have been cut down a bit to make this a more snappier. But other than that, I think it's really, really worth the watch. I had a great time with this. I think Rachel Snow is an actress that every time I see her in something, I want to watch it. She was great in Bodies. And she played such a different character. She was in a movie called Searching for Susie last year with Kiersey Clemons. We were just talking about her because she's in another movie we're going to talk about in MILK. Black girl, and she was in that.
Gotcha.
And she was great in that film, and I really liked her in that film. Obviously, Bottoms we both saw last year, and she was great in that. So I really, really like her as an actress, and I think she did a really great job showing a lot of emotional range in here, while she kind of plays the same person in almost every movie with a different job, but she executed it really well. So with this movie, I'm going to put this at a stream. I think it's better than The Watchers by far, so I'm going to put it.
Okay.
Come on, The Watchers. So I'll say this is a stream. I don't know if it's something I probably would have watched in theaters on a matinee, but I can't say that everybody should have ran to go see this in theaters because I don't want to say it's a cheap movie, but it's a cheap movie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
This is a movie I'm definitely interested in. The way you explain, I'm even more interested in. I'm finding myself be really enjoying all the films I've seen this year that kind of revolve around mental health in one way or another. So this is definitely a movie that I am interested in.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it a lot. Human experience. It's in the lane of all Turtles All the Way Down. Am I okay? It's in that ballpark, so I think you will enjoy it since we both enjoying those films.
Yep.
Get the synopsis for Inside Out 2 out. That's the next one up.
Okay, here we go. IMDb.
While you do that, I'll read some comments. 17 Again is good then? Yes, it is. 17 Again is solid. Love that movie. At this point, Zach, just make a review guessing about what the movie is like and see if you catch on. That'd be amazing. I've never watched Return of the King, but I'm going to guess what it's about based on the trailers.
That's hilarious. That's actually really funny. And
yeah.
It would be a great idea.
If I was a good comedian, I would do that.
All right. So instead of going to IMDb, because I did go to IMDb to find the synopsis, which it is the synopsis. So the synopsis on IMDb says follows Riley in her teenage years encountering new emotions, which is literally the movie. But I was like, that's kind of short. So I went over to the movie DB, and it says teenager Riley's mind headquarters is undergoing a sudden demolition to make room for something entirely unexpected. New emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, who've long been running a successful operation by all accounts, aren't sure how to feel when anxiety shows up, and it looks like she's not alone. That to me is a much richer synopsis.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I should go first. Give me 1 second.
Okay, he's trying to stay alive while the stream is going on. Taking his medicine, drinking water. I feel you.
I took some Theraflu. This is not an ad. That ish is nasty.
Yeah, I saw your face when you took it. You looked bad.
I'm trying to like stop coughing, but that Theraflu was. Because remember, this is berry flavor. No, it's not. It's medicine flavor.
He said no. You lied to me.
I'm having some emotions about it. So, Inside Out 2 is a phenomenal film. Essentially, it explores, just like the synopsis said, the new emotions of Riley. Riley is such a lovable character in this film. Like a big part of what makes this movie as enjoyable as it is besides all the new emotions that we get introduced to, I'm actually invested in Riley's life. Like, I really want Riley to do well. And without that, the movie doesn't, like, if this kid was a brat, if this kid was just a jerk, I don't think I would like this movie as much as I do. But she's just a kid. She's trying to figure it out. She's got new friends. She's stuck in a situation where she has to choose between what's best for her future and what's best for her relationship with her friends. And just setting up that situation in this film made all of the new emotions that come into this movie make sense. Now she has the anxiety. Now she has the embarrassment. She's trying to impress the captain of the hockey team at a potential high school that she wants to go to. She's trying to stick with her friends and stuff like that. So when you have, when you have anxiety come through and just kind of take over the situation, it actually makes it a really it actually makes sense as to why that would happen. So the part about anxiety that I really loved in this movie is how they didn't just make out anxiety to be a fully bad emotion or a fully bad thing. They did a really good job at communicating how anxiety is not just, oh my God, everything is going to crash and burn and end, but also, hey, if I don't have this anxiety, if I don't have this almost like this this idea of protection or self-preservation, like when I'm driving on the highway, I use this example in my review. If I'm driving on the highway and I don't have like all of my faculties about me, if I'm not like completely concerned about everything that's going on around me, then I'm a danger to everybody else, right? And I'm a
Yeah,
danger to myself. So I have to constantly look in mirrors because I don't want to crash into somebody, right? But when it goes overboard is when you can't even press like the gas on the brake because you're afraid that you're going to crash the moment that you pull out, right? So
exactly.
that's kind of the entire situation with Riley, and I loved how they use that and the manifestation of a panic attack in this movie is one of the best illustrations I've ever seen because that's exactly how a panic attack feels in your head. It feels like a swarm. It feels like you just can't stop, right? And
Yeah,
I don't want to get into spoilers because it has been out for essentially a month, um, but I don't want to get too deep into spoilers. But I did feel like everything that they did was great in this film, and that especially with Joy and the old crew of emotions having to once again kind of go through the same lesson of hey, we have to accept and make room for these other emotions. You have to let go of Riley because Riley needs these other things, which is the same kind of lesson that Joy learned in the first movie
with
when she had
sadness.
to let go and embrace sadness, right? So I think one detraction from this movie, not detraction, one thing that people can say about this movie, I didn't say it because I don't think it's a big deal, but I did see people potentially saying this, is it does follow the exact same formula as the first movie, like
Yeah,
to a T, right?
yeah,
It's like, hey, new emotions taking over, Joy and crew are kicked out, they got to find their way back. Like it's like it's literally the same thing, but at the
yeah,
same time, they execute it well.
yeah.
So man, I love this movie. Absolutely. I'm so glad it's making as much money as it did. I cried several times in this movie. This movie is phenomenal. What did you think about it?
Yeah, just to piggyback off the whole like, I think my gripe why it's not a 5-star film for me or anything like that, but it's still great. I think it's a
Mhm,
great film. I love it. Is the
mhm.
fact that it's basically the same movie as the first one in terms of format. It's not the
Structure.
same
Yeah.
in everything. Like the execution is different, the story is different.
Mhm.
There's still certain story, like Riley in the first one ran away. There's something similar to that. She doesn't run away, but there's something similar to that he did here that
Yep.
recollects that. So they kind of use some of the same devices that he used the first one. And
Mhm.
when you like me and Kenny watched the first one like the day before we
Yep.
went to go see the second one, and so seeing those back to back like that, it was like okay, I can see the similarities there. They even try to kind of almost make a character like what's that character that died in the first one that makes me really sad all the time?
Uh, Bing Bong.
Bing Bong. They almost got there and did that, but they
Yeah.
didn't. Um, I really love the movie though. I think that, like you said, I think this
Yep.
movie does a good job of making you care about Riley more than you care about her in the first one. But because
Yep.
she's a little kid and you can't really do anything with a toddler, you know what I mean? Like she
Mhm.
was like 9, 10 years old, 11 maybe. Can't really do too much
Yeah.
unless you're anime where they're fighting monsters and they shouldn't be at that age.
Child
Uh,
soldiers. Yep.
yeah. I love that sadness was more involved in the film and the
Mhm.
importance of that. I love that anxiety came in, but it didn't like just knock fear out. Like fear was still you still need fear. Fear does different things than anxiety. I
Yeah.
love that they did that. I love that they brought boredom in there because that is a feeling.
Mhm.
Maybe they could have used boredom a little bit more and
Envy.
jealousy,
Yeah.
envy, a little
Yeah.
bit more. Embarrassment was used really well. So like all the new emotions were great. They were used really well. The nostalgia one was funny.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Hopefully we get another Inside Out where that eventually comes back full time. Like
Yep.
there's so many things that this movie does where like this is just as good as the first one, and I love
Right.
the first one.
Yeah.
Right? Like I love the puns, I love the vault scene and the nostalgic moments they brought out of that and made fun of it. I don't want to spoil it, but if you
Yep.
saw the movie, the vault scene was really, really strong, and there's nothing
Mhm.
like that in the first movie.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. Like, why
Mhm.
would it at that age? And it just this could have been a cash grab,
Could have been.
and what they did was show they made why like this is why we need to make a second one and why I want 5 of these now, right? Like
Mhm.
when I saw the first one, I thought this is great. If they just do this, this is great. But now that they did the second one, I want to see Riley in college. I want to see Riley as an adult with a kid. I want to see Riley as a grandma now. Like I
Yeah.
want to see her go through this life and grow up with us and go through these life changes and them The most important thing that they do, the writers and whoever does this, is show you that all your emotions matter, even the ones that you think are negative. It's about regulating. I think that was the end of the theme of the film, is regulating your emotions, not letting anxiety completely take over.
Yeah.
Have the realm a little bit when you're doing it, like you're saying, when you're driving, you're like, okay, got to make sure I do this stuff right. But like not be able to get in your car at all, that's too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the movie. I think it was great. I think it's well deserved, all the money it's making. I think it's a movie that touches, if you're 5, if you're 100, I think you can relate to what's going on in this film, because we all go through these things till this day. It's not just you know, a teenager going through this. Adults are facing these things as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah. And the animation is great. I think they improved. It's not a big jump from the first one, but they improved. I noticed that like when the hand of Joy came out, there was like hair follicles. I feel like in the first one they were all smooth, kind of like candy. And I feel like they made them more like they were beings. They felt more like they're alive inside of her head. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed the film. I thought it looked fantastic. I had a great time. I held out as long as I could, but it ended up making me cry at the end. Freaking anxiety attack. I was like, God damn it, I've been through that shit. It sucks. I feel bad for you.
I was sitting in a coffee shop having a panic attack, and it made me like, it was weird because like, you're like not in your own body in a sense.
Yeah.
But I was literally sitting here thinking, like, in this coffee shop, packed coffee shop, no one in this coffee shop knows I'm having a panic attack right now.
Yeah.
It's not loud. It's not. Let me say, it's not always loud. It's not always yelling. It's not always this stuff. You can literally be sitting right in a coffee shop with your laptop screen open, paralyzed, and you just don't. You just can't move. You don't know. So, yeah, man, I love the way that they portrayed that.
Yeah, agreed. For me, this is a full price. I don't know where you sit with it.
To me, it's an IMAX, but I'm cool with I'm cool with full price. But yeah, this is the number 2 movie of the year for me. It's up there. But I'm cool with it. I'm cool with a full price. No issues with that.
You know what? I will put it in IMAX because the colorfulness and the way it looks and some of the sequences probably are worth it. And also, there's probably no other movie on this list that's gonna make it. So let's wait. Don't try to jump the line. There we go. IMAX. We'll put it in IMAX. If you saw this movie in IMAX, probably had a great time because it's a great looking movie.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the comments real quick. You just read the last synopsis, right?
I did.
Okay, I have the next one pulled up for the next movie. Okay. Yeah, Zach, if you watch along for Returning King, I'll definitely send. See, like, that's really enticing, right? To get a $15 super chat. That sounds amazing. $15 would help me a lot. I'm about to get my next payout from YouTube. So that
let's go.
Hey. But my booty can't do the 4 hours, right? Like, I can't sit there for 4 hours with you guys. 4 hours and 30 minutes with you guys watching that movie. It's too much.
Intermission. We have an intermission.
That is nuts. An intermission and a watch along is insanity.
I've seen people like in long streams that, hey guys, I'll be right back.
Yes, I'll think about it. I'll think about it strong, but I don't know. Some of my favorite movies of the month are smaller films like Ghostlight and Daddy-O. I heard great things about Ghostlight. I actually had tickets for Daddy-O, like a free ticket to see it this afternoon, and I just couldn't do it. Didn't have the energy. I want to see it though. That's another what's her face? Dakota Johnson.
I heard from somebody that Ghostlight was great.
TJ. I think he says one of the best films of the year.
Yeah.
When you guys think of going to the movies, do you prefer to see a new franchise or something that you already heard of? What is your preference? I don't think I care.
I don't. Yeah. As long as
like this is a conversation. Sorry, go ahead.
As long as the trailer's good, I'm down to see whatever.
Yeah, like this is conversation going on now, and I feel like it's so fake and like what's the word? Virtual signaling or something like that.
Yeah.
Where like you like I'm backing this, but you're not really backing it because the box office shows that you're not. We're tired of sequels. We're tired of remakes. We're tired of the prequels. We want original films. But every time you look at the top 10 of the box office, everything is a sequel, prequel, remake. Even The Fall Guy is a remake of a TV show.
Yeah.
Right? And that's in the top 10 of the year. Planet Apes, The Dune, It's a sequel.
The movie we just talked about is the only movie to hit $1 billion so far this year.
Sequel.
The movie
Furiosa.
The other movie that might hit $1 billion this year is also a sequel, which is Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, a next installment franchise, and another movie that might hit $1 billion. Two other $1 billion pictures. Despicable Me 4 may hit $1 billion this year. Another sequel. Right. Joker 2 might hit $1 billion this year. Another sequel. So, like, if you really think about it, you guys are not watching. I'm not talking about Obi Thought Alliance. I'm only piggybacking off his question because he asked it. But I just wanted to say my thoughts about this real quick because I'm kind of tired of the conversation. Like, oh, they need to make it more original because there's even like Instagram film channels that are like making memes about it. I'm gonna go to see the movies, and he's like, "Oh, everything's a sequel." I'm like, "Well, you're skipping." I saw the TV Glow. You're skipping all these other films that are unique and fun. What about Civil War? That's brand new. It's divisive, but it is a unique film. Take a chance. But people are going to watch the safe. Most likely, I'm going to like this because I like the last one film. I don't know if you have more to add on to that, but that's all I have to say.
No, I'm with you. I feel like if we even look at the list that we have for this month, most of them are like either not sequels, and the ones that are sequels, I enjoyed. The best way I can say, I legitimately do not care. Like, all I care about is if the movie is good. I don't care if it's Batman 45. I don't care if it's the first Scream Into the Darkness. I just made that up. But I don't care. Is the movie good? Am I enjoying it? I don't feel this need to assess a different level of value towards something that's original versus something that's like the best movie my top 2 movies of this year so far are Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 and what's that thing called? Inside Out 2, and then the other one's Challengers, which is a new, and then I think number 4 is Thelma. So it's made up of films. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
I just want to go to the movies.
I just want to go to the movies. That's what it is. I just want to go to the movies and see a good movie. I don't really care a preference, just to answer your question, but like also just like let's stop the question about like original versus sequel thing. Like if you really want original movies to do well, go watch original movies.
Yeah,
there's tons of them out there. Sorry, my speech text messed up when I was trying to. Oh, that's fine.
It's all good.
What's the super chat goal to set a Returning King watch along and separate review video? That is crazy. Oh my god, y'all killing me.
A YouTuber in the US needs $100 to withdraw any check. So if you guys get Zach to $100, he will do it.
Hey, Kenny said it. He's the mod of the channel member. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There you go. $100. I feel that felt icky. I don't like that. But I guess. This is Alicia Ware from Abigail. It's my favorite performance. She was great.
Oh yeah, she was great. She was phenomenal.
Oh yes, Chris Hemsworth in Furiosa. I love that. He's still doing that. Furiosa. Every time in the trailer, Furiosa, you've gone too far. Oh, well, that was like a Jamaican accent. I don't know where that came from.
I don't want to distract you. Aren't you Jamaican?
Yeah. Okay. I don't have a good Jamaican accent. But yeah, Chris Hemsworth was great. I saw somebody say oh, it's just Thor in desert. I was like, no, it's not.
It's just Chris Hemsworth as Dementus.
Yeah.
4 or 5 different types of Dementus.
Just going through shit. He was going through it. By the time he got the great Dementus, I kind of felt bad for him. Stressed.
The great Dementus was the worst off one.
Will you guys do Bike Riders next because it's almost time to leave the House of Dragons? No, we're not. But have fun. Austin Butler as Faye Yad Rutha.
That was
nice.
That was a great performance.
There's a lot of great performances now that these people are listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many movies have you both seen this year? I've seen 60 movies this year.
This guy.
Why you said it like that?
Because I've been trying to catch up to you.
Oh.
Well, lazily. I haven't been actively pursuing it, but 57. I've seen 57 movies this year.
You're right there. Yeah. Basically the same number.
I'm right there.
Zach knows I'm in another country right now and is purposely talking about the bike riders last to hurt me.
That's hilarious.
Oh, for pop culture, what is the best period to live in to go to the movies? What's the best period pop culture? Probably the 90s.
I want to say the 90s, but I also think like the 80s seemed to be like up there.
Yeah,
it was a lot of.
But let's not front on like our era too. Like 2008 to 2019 was phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like MCU, DCU, Mission Impossible stepping up. Like there's a lot of great shit that I think 10, 15 years from now, people who are going to be turning 30, and I'm like, yo, all this great stuff, and we not appreciating it.
Yeah. And can I also add one last thing to that?
Yeah.
Conversation about sequels and what have you. There's a Back to the Future 3 that came out in the 80s. Like there's a Rocky 5 that Rocky 5 came out in 1990. The first one came out, I want to say 78 or 79. Like the sequels are not new.
No.
There's a reason why the original trilogy of Star Wars is the original trilogy. Like this is not new.
And remakes are not new either. Like one of the greatest horror movies of all time is The Thing. That's a remake.
Yeah, sure is.
There's a lot. Thelma Louise is a remake. Yeah, there's a lot of movies. Technically, Dune is a remake. Like twice. Yeah. This might be the third version, technically.
Right.
So
The Land Before Time has 14 movies.
Yeah.
14.
That's insane. I've probably seen 3 of them.
Yeah. I think I checked out after the first 3.
Yeah. If Deadpool Wolverine don't succeed, is that if no. There's nothing that's gonna stop the MCU, because every other project is like, we're back. Oh, we're doomed. We're back. We're doomed. We're back. Like they did that all last year.
It's the same thing as like the Star Wars is dead conversation, but y'all keep talking about it.
Exactly. It's not dead.
It's not dead.
Like
it may not be satisfying. I mean, but as long as your fandom is there, and fandom doesn't mean that you like everything. Fandom means that you are willingly participating in it. And if you're willingly participating in it, and you'll be there for the next thing.
Yeah.
Even if you end up complaining, but you're a fan. So as long as that fandom's alive, then it's alive.
You're good. Inside Out 2 is great. Zach needs to get ready for my video next week. Oh boy, it's gonna be spoilers. There's a preview for the next 10 years. Oh boy. Leaving in 5 minutes of okay, cool. Inside Out 2 had no business getting me in my feelings like that. Definitely was expecting the movie like that, a top movie for this year. I agree with you.
100%.
All up in my feelings. Anger is my guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Peace out, guys. Have fun watching. I need to watch it.
I actually need to watch the last 20 minutes of episode 2.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Big Bong. Yeah.
Big Bong's a good guy.
Hope Andy returns to Toy Story 5. That'll be cool. As
a father, that'd be interesting.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yep. IMAX for sure. Do you guys think they'll make it Inside Out 3? 100 million billion times %.
Yeah. She'll probably be either in graduation year of high school or freshman year of college. Something like that. But I think that I don't think that they'll go past Riley being a young adult
person.
Like,
okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think has been the best year? I can't answer that.
1994.
That's fair.
Lion King, Speed, Forrest Gump. My 3 favorite movies. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Forrest Gump, but I saw Speed and I saw Lion King.
Forrest Gump is great.
For Juneteenth, my IMAX was having a free showing of Sound of Hope, Possum Trot, and it was one of the best June movies I saw. Loved it, though a tearjerker. Oh, loved it, though it's a tearjerker. Okay, I've heard of the movie. It's a wild name.
I'm like Googling now. I'm like, what?
What? Sound of Hope, Possum Trot. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. Okay, let's get into the next movie, and then we'll get back into the comments because we're almost at the bottom anyway.
Okay.
The next movie, I think I have the synopsis up already, and that is going to be Hitman. Hitman is a 2023 American romantic black comedy film produced and directed by Richard Linklater, who co-wrote with Glenn Powell, based on a 2001 Texas Monthly magazine. The film stars Paul Argia, how you say her name? Adria Arjona, Austin Amello, and Retta follows
I know that's not it.
Adria Arjona. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. And follows an undercover New Orleans police contractor who poses as reliable hitman as he tries to save a woman in need. I'm sorry if you didn't understand what the heck I just said. I don't know what was going on with my speech. But yeah, that is the synopsis for Hitman. It's basically about a college professor who is working with the police to help them bust people, and then he becomes a fake hitman because the person who was the fake hitman got in trouble. Yeah. And it goes down a rabbit hole of craziness as he's starting to fall in love with a potential mafia person. But yeah, Hitman. I thought it was a great film. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this film. It has a unique premise. It's a rom-com. It's not really an action film, but it's kind of a character study on two different characters who are falling in love with each other. I've never seen a premise like this before with someone that's not a hitman pretending to be hitman's catch hitman. It also had me think, like, wait, are hitmen not real?
During the movie, I was thinking that exact same thing.
I was like, am I like hoodwinked here, or is this just like the movie telling me this? And they're like, yeah, no, hitman's not real. Because I know I've seen on the news people go to jail for hiring hitmen on their spouses.
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering if like that's why they went to jail, because they hired a hitman and it ended up being it was just the cops.
Outside of the mafia, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because part of me feels like it would be irresponsible for the movie to be like hitmen aren't real if hitmen were in fact real.
Yeah.
And also the whole movie survives on this premise that hitmen aren't real, right?
Yeah.
But if we knew for a fact that hitmen were real, the movie kind of falls apart in a sense.
Yeah. But we don't know for a fact. That's the problem. We don't know for a fact if they're real.
Trying to hire hitmen.
Yeah. Exactly. I think Glenn Powell is phenomenal in this film. He's tasked with playing a bunch of different characters really, really well in funny ways and serious ways. He has amazing chemistry with Adria Arjona, who I've been a fan of for a while now. She's in Andor. She was in this terrible Ryan Reynolds movie, Six Underground, but she was good in that. And she was in something else I liked, but I can't think of the name right now. But she's just a really great actress, and I think that she's on the rise too. And they have phenomenal chemistry.
Yeah,
the side characters are really cool in the small spurts they're in, and the movie has twists and turns and a whole bunch of stuff that I was really, really interested in. I think that the ending might have been a little soft, but other than that, I enjoyed the journey.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I think it's in my top 10 movies so far this year, and like you said, Glenn Powell's incredible in this. So is Arjun or George. Like,
oh my god,
I don't know. Let me not be. I gotta look her name up. Man, I can't be.
What just happened?
It's Adria Arjona. Why is that so difficult for us?
I don't know.
Adria Arjona. So yeah, their chemistry is great. I loved how committed the character of Gary was to all the different iterations of being a hitman for the type of person that he needed to be a hitman for. I thought the first act of this movie really sold this movie, and then the rest of the film, it was just an easy sit through, and you could just enjoy and watch the characters, watch the story unfold the way it is. I also love the fact that Adria's character, as the movie progresses, you're like, something going on.
Something wrong with you.
So yeah, man, this is a movie I thoroughly enjoyed. It was a pleasant surprise. To prove that, I don't know if Netflix just bought this movie and put it on their platform, or this is a Netflix original, like an actual original.
No,
but
it's not.
Either way, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and highly recommend it.
Yeah, it was a movie that was shopped at film festivals last year. I've been hearing about this movie from last year. Had a lot of hype, saying it was one of the best movies of 2023. And then when they saw that they were going to miss the award circuit for last year, they got bought by Netflix, and that's why it came out this year, because it actually was supposed to come out September last year.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoy this. I don't think it was gonna get nominated for any awards. I don't think it's that kind of movie, so I don't know why they even tried to do that.
Yeah.
But I wish I got to see it in theaters. It was in theaters for 2 weeks. I wish I
Mm-hmm.
got to see it in theaters because it was a fun time, and I think I would have had if enough people went to the theater to watch it, it would have been a really, really good time
Yeah.
watching the twists and turns and the jokes because the movie is funny.
It
The
is
movie
funny.
is funny.
It should have been seen in theaters. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I do say that maybe the movie might be a little overhyped, just a tad bit.
It's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it is a great time.
A great time. It's a great time. Because I remember my niece went to watch it and she was just like, I was disappointed. A lot of people hyped this up, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the way because the premise is so unique and the chemistry between these two is so good, and then people like hype it up too much.
Yeah.
So some people come in and are expecting this like thrill ride, and it's not.
Yeah, and also like I didn't watch a trailer for this. I barely remembered the poster for it when I first saw it. All I knew was I think it was Dark movies. Like he was like, this movie's great. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll check it out. And because he got it in Norway like a week before or a couple weeks before we did. So
yeah,
he really enjoyed it. So I ended up really enjoying it too.
Yeah, and the experience of watching it with you and Kiara was also great too. Watching this movie with people is really fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So right now I'm feeling on like a full price.
Same.
Above Quiet Place.
Agreed.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
What the? Okay, do it this way. Quiet Place is like, no, leave me there. Yeah, great film. I think you should check it. Definitely check it out. Obviously, you can't watch it in theaters anymore. Watch it on stream, but it's worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I forgot about Despicable Me 4. Yeah. I think a lot of non-kids are forgetting about that movie.
I'm intentionally deciding to forget about Despicable Me.
I know you hate that. I hate you hate the Minions. Yeah, the sequel bullies Big Mad this year. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We want more original content. The box office numbers determine that. That's a fact.
Yep.
If you look at that top 10 box office, I don't even know if there's one original film in there. How do you guys prioritize watching the movie? For example, if there's 2 movies that you want to watch, what do? Do you flip a coin? What's the process? Oh,
well, this past weekend I went to go see. I actually went to go see A Quiet Place and Kinds of Kindness on the same day. But I had a difficult, weird situation because I was recovering from being sick. So I actually went to go see Quiet Place first because it's an hour and 40 minutes. Nope.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. And the second one, Kinds of Kindness, is 2 hours and 44 minutes. So I was like, all right, let me go see the short one first. Yeah. See if I can survive and then go see. And honestly, it really depends on which movie I care about the most. And a part of it, sometimes it's peer pressure too. Because I knew everybody in my friend group that I'm a part of had seen A Quiet Place or were going to see A Quiet Place. I knew only a select few were probably going to go see Kinds of Kindness. So I was like, if I don't survive or don't have enough energy to see the second one, I at least want to go see the ones all my friends are going to be talking about. But yeah, for the most part, it's like Barbie and Oppenheimer. I think that was one of the few times I was like, it's a coin toss. Like I literally could have seen either one, whichever one was available first. And sometimes that's a part of it too. Like if I'm getting off work and something starts I get off of work at 4:00. If something's available at 5:00, I might go see that one first just because I can. It's the closest time. I don't want to be out all that night. If the second one's later, then I'm like, I'll go see that one Friday. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Yeah, I prioritize the movie that I think I have to get a review out for.
That's true.
That's usually the first one I'm going to watch. I used to be able to watch 2 theater movies a weekend. Can't now. I have more responsibilities and stuff like that. And also I'm putting more time in the actual review. I know I get my review out the same day most of the times.
You get your review out quick.
But that review starts from when the credits hit up until it's uploaded. Like I'm planning out that review as soon as the movie finishes. And that's kind of why I get them out first. And it takes a long time. So if I go watch a movie at 4, which is because I usually get off of work at 3:00 on Fridays. So I usually try to get to a movie to watch at 4. Like I just got my tickets for Maxine and the freaking showing is $4.50. And I'm like, God damn, Maxine. Why You be at 4. Now I gotta wait an hour.
Is that what's coming out this week?
Maxine and Despicable Me 4 coming out this week, which sucks ass.
Well, at least I'll review for one movie.
Huh?
I said at least I'm only going to be putting out a review for one movie
because you're not watching that. I'm gonna try to see Despicable Me 4 on Saturday. I'm gonna try to see more movies because I feel like I'm not seeing enough. But yeah, so like if I see it at 4, if it's 2 hours and 30-minute trailers, I'll get home at like 7, and I'll already have like the jokes I want. I'll have a bunch of stuff in my head. It's a matter of just writing it down. Writing it down takes about 30 minutes. So like I got to think about like the timing. What movie that I think that will get the most traction at that point. It's not about like enjoyability, unfortunately. And then if I get to see 2 movies that weekend, I will prioritize the movie that I think I'm going to enjoy first, and then go see the review movie after.
Yeah.
For example, like Despicable Me 4 is going to be the bigger movie this weekend. But I know I'm going to enjoy Maxine more, so I'm seeing Maxine first.
Yeah.
And then I'll catch Despicable Me 4, hopefully either Saturday or Sunday. So that's kind of my process.
I will. I'll leave Despicable Me to you guys. But yeah, so that's a good question though.
Yep, I say both 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. So he's skipping out the 70s, I guess. So yeah, from 80s and up, basically.
Yes,
Pixar dominated 2000s. Disney dominated 2010s as well as MCU. Yeah.
I don't know a decade that Disney didn't dominate.
That's true. What would you say for both of you? Is your more enjoyable video to make or review?
What's the question?
What is the most enjoyable video you make?
For
YouTube.
I want to say movie reviews. Yeah, enjoyable to make.
Enjoyable to make.
Movie reviews. The ones I have the most pride in is probably Meet the Movie Tubers.
Yeah, I can see that. I recommend watching Happy, Sad, and Confused recent interview with Dave Filoni. Filoni discussed on how you don't have to like everything. Yeah, of course. You definitely don't have to like everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a couple more and then we'll get to the next movie. Kenny will be happy with one of my videos this week. It's just going to be The King. Oh. Sounds like Lion King.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes.
Hey, Dangerous Mix, welcome to the live stream. If there aren't hitmen anymore, is that entrapment? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. It is. It's definitely entrapment.
Because
wasn't that part of the film though? Like, wasn't that part of the film him going to the court and them trying to prove that he was entrapping them up? Like, that was part of the film too, right?
Yeah, because I feel like if they catch you trying to commit a crime that you literally could not commit. This is wild. I don't think that you should be able to do that. But at the same time, you did try to kill
you. Try to do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it definitely is entrapment.
Lots of people try to do things that you clearly cannot do.
Yeah.
But I feel like people do end up in jail for those things. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. He said Glenn Powell showcase movie. Replace Jonathan Majors with Powell as the next big thing. I can see that. Because it did feel like Jonathan Majors was about to be the next big thing.
Yeah, because he's about to do Twisters as well.
Glenn
Powell. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that too. I need to watch the first one though. I haven't seen it
in
forever.
Same.
While I do this, get the next synopsis up. I think that's for Bad Boys Ride or Die. Got it up? Oh, perfect. So Bad Boys Ride or Die is up next, guys. And yeah.
I'm sorry. You guys have not seen the sillier side of me. So after their late former captain Howard is framed, Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett tried to clear his name, only to end up on the run themselves. So Bad Boys Ride or Die. No, so Bad Boys Ride.
This is silly, Kenny. We getting it.
So Bad Boys Ride or Die Did I start first last time, or did you?
It's fine. Go ahead.
So, Bad Boys Ride or Die, I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I actually liked it a lot more than the third one, even though the third one I thought was really good, or was good, I should say. So, in this particular movie, with them being framed, or with Captain Howard being framed, and them trying to go uncover the mystery of who was doing it, I thought they did a really good job of not only having an action movie, but also, once again, this is a common theme for me this year, also having some mental health things mixed in that I really enjoyed. And I won't go into spoilers for it, even though this one literally is probably a month out. But some of the things that they do to kind of grow Mike up, in a sense, with his relationships, with his mental health, and how they use panic attacks to kind of like make him more of a human character. One of the quotes from the movie is, or one of the assertions from the movie is that he's like bulletproof Mike. Like he's always been able to go out and have all these shootouts and do all these things, but now with all these people in his life that he now cares about, he's more vulnerable than he's ever been, and trying to protect the legacy of Captain Howard. Like he's more vulnerable than he's ever been,
and I think he also feels responsible for Captain Howard's death. I think you add that on too.
That's true. That's very true, and I think that they did a good job of humanizing Mike. On the Martin side, or the Marcus, I should say, side, that was a toss up for me. That was really interesting. The beginning of the movie, I was like, this is weird. Not to say that it's out of character for Marcus to be in a more spiritual kind of journey, because that's been his journey since, I want to say, Bad Boys 2. But at the same time, he just went through some stuff in the first, like, I want to say, half hour of the movie. That was like, you tripping. And then it kind of felt a little hokey in a sense. But and then when you get to the end of the film, he has an encounter, an animal encounter, and it's like, see, needs relax, right?
Yeah.
So
they brought it around eventually.
They did bring it around. Oh, and bringing back Mike's son Armando, I thought that was really cool. Reggie has a great scene in this movie. The character arc for Reggie for this entire franchise has been fantastic. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's one of the best movies I've seen this particular month, and yeah, I'm so glad that they put out a fourth one, because once again, here's another successful sequel that people are really enjoying. So yeah,
I agree. It is. I seen Bad Boys 2 like years ago, like when they first came out, and then I didn't watch the third one, and me and you watched the third one recently. You were catching up on it because you haven't watched it since release. Me watching it for the first time, and I liked it. But I was like, oh, you know what I mean, on certain parts of it. But this one improved on everything I didn't like in the third one. And obviously this one should have been called For Life instead of Ride or Die. That one probably should have been called Ride or Die.
The funny thing is, watching everybody's review who I watched literally opens up with, this should have been called Bad Boys for Life.
It just fits the themes of the movie. But yeah, I'll say this though, even though I love this movie and I was on board with it, that first 20 minutes, I was like, oh boy. Yeah, because I thought they were introducing something into this franchise that was like not part of any other movies like that. Yeah, and I was like, "What is?" And even the visualization of what they were doing, the
direction of it was weird.
Yeah, I didn't get what they were trying to portray until Marcus started talking about like back in our past lives. Like, oh, that's what that's supposed to be. So now, like, I'll pay attention when I'm watching it the second time. But the action is phenomenal. They really took a lot from Michael Bay in terms of like doing the action in a way where it was like a lot of explosions, but it was more sophisticated than what he usually does. There's a lot of booty in the film, but that's like a Michael Bay staple. He produces the film. He's probably like, you got to keep it in there. A lot of booty, some vulgarness and stuff like that. It's really funny. I had a lot of funny moments. It's a lot more intense than normal. I kind of had a fear that some of these characters, especially the new ones, were going to die.
There's a character in this movie that does die. I was like, oh snap!
Yeah,
he died.
Yeah. And yeah, that third act was phenomenal. That's one of the best third act action sequences that I've seen in a long time. There's a couple action sequences in here that's really, really good. I think the one in the club, because of the Marcus stuff, almost went off the rails.
Yeah.
Because he was doing a lot of wild, weird stuff. And I was like, oh, God, is this going to be the whole movie? This is getting real goofy.
Oh, yeah, with the jelly beans?
Yeah, jelly beans and the drink. And I was like, okay, not only is this gross.
That got weird.
It was getting weird. I was like, what are you doing? It's not funny.
I kind of feel like at some point, somebody was like, stop it.
Yeah.
Course correct. Like, right now.
I think the person that needed to help Ashana Night Shyamalan,
it
was there for them because they were like, yeah, we already shot that scene and it's expensive.
Right.
Don't do that shit again.
Yeah.
That's weird. But like I said, everything came back around and it made it worth it because of the ending of the film. It is starting to get a little Fast and Furious-y.
It's teeter.
I feel like the next one, because they're definitely getting the next one because it's doing so well.
They should have one more and call it a day.
Call it a day. Let's not have 10 of these. I don't want to see Will Smith with gray hair doing this. I think, and I don't think the supporting cast is strong enough for them to do 10.
Nah,
like it's not like Fast and Furious supporting cast is strong.
Yeah,
I love all those guys. Vanessa Hudgens is cool, but she didn't get to say much. And the other guy is cool, but he also didn't get to say much. So it's like I'm not super connected to them. So yeah, let's do one more. Call it, I don't know, whatever. But I love this movie. I had so much fun in the theaters. It's the first movie of the year where people clap. And I had a good time.
Easy. Bad Boys Last Ride. I mean, it's right there.
It's right there. Last Ride. Yeah. And hopefully it's actually a last ride. I don't care if Last Ride makes $1 billion. It make it the last one.
Have you noticed that since Bad Boys 2, 3, and 4, every single one of them, at some point, one of them was like, one last time. It's like, one last time. It's our last case. And then here they are again.
Yep. They always do it. And it's just like, bro, stop saying it. You know it's not the last one. But I feel like they're like, we're not sure if people are into this. Because I think they did it for 3 because they were probably really felt like they were done. But then 3 did so well. And then in between 3 and 4, the slap happened. So they're like, oh, we don't know if people are going to come watch this. And then now a lot of people went to watch it. And I was like, oh, well, we're back. Let's go. Let's keep
$100 million budget, $300 million profit. Or not profit, $200 million. $300 million at the box office.
Yeah. Hey. Strong.
Yep. Very strong.
Strong.
Made the studio money. So.
No, I don't like this one. I don't like this view at all. How do I switch it back?
I was like, what are you talking
about? I'm where are you at? Depends on where you're at.
I'm full price with this one.
Yeah. Where you hit between right here? Is it? Do you think it's better than Hitman?
Yes, maybe. I think it's tied. Honestly, so what would I rather watch in a movie theater? Probably Bad Boys. Out of these 4, it would have been the first thing to Obithorian Alliance's question. If these 3 tickets were up, I would have selected the Bad Boys ticket.
I agree. Actually, maybe not. Only because of personal. I haven't seen A Quiet Place in the theaters. I'm glad I finally got to see one. Yeah. That's the reason why I would have picked day one, because that experience of trying to be quiet and all that was really amazing. But if I would have saw the first 2 in theaters, like I would have picked Bad Boys because it's just a funner experience. I think out of these 3, I think I like Hitman the most. But for theatrical purposes, it's definitely Bad Boys Ride or Die.
You ever yawn and you can hear much better?
Yes.
I hear everything now. It's like,
because I was saying things and you were like, it was like a delay for you. And now I'm realizing, okay, that's what it was. Your ears popped.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. He said, flying to Italy in the morning, so we'll catch the rest of the stream replay. Man, have a great honeymoon. I appreciate you even being in the stream during your honeymoon. Hope your wife was not pissed off. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Sully.
Who would you recast as Kang? I would keep Jonathan Majors. Just let this blow over and bring him back.
Yeah, same.
I get tired of the Minions after watching the movies Minions.
The Minions are why I hate Despicable Me. It has nothing to do with Gru or the children.
Yeah. I don't think I can watch. Like, I like the Despicable Me movies a lot, but I don't think I could watch a Minions movie. That's too much Minion. I need a balance.
I think I had. Did I see the Minions movie? And that's where it was like, this is it. This is it.
I would recast Glenn Powell as Kang. I don't think he could pull that off. I'm not gonna lie. I like him, but no. I thought Powell said he didn't want to do Marvel movies. He said he didn't want to do superhero movies in general. So I don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's fine.
But if someone throws a bag at him, it might happen.
Yeah, it's fine. It's his career.
Yeah.
You know, if someone, I don't like when people get offended. We're like, or either offended or elated that people don't want to be a part of like superhero movies. See, it's not real cinema. Such and such don't want to be a part of it. And then there's the other people like, how dare you not want to be a part of it? It's like, it's his career. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was like Emily Blunt, Ryan Gosling thing, where she was like, I thought we were in kinship. He's like, no, that's you. I want to be in a Marvel movie.
Right.
It's like, I want to be Ghost Rider. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's just weird because she was supposed to be Black Widow. So it's like, you was going to be in this shit.
Oh, wow.
But she had what's how you say that word? Contractual obligations to something else. So she couldn't do it. That's why we got Scarlett Johansson.
Okay. Well, turned out good.
Yeah, it's bad either way. I'm not sure what he meant on that.
About, entrapment.
Oh yeah. Ace Avenue, what's up, man? Welcome to Live.
Good to see you, man.
I need to rewatch Lion King sometime tomorrow. The movie will just pull heartstrings. Facts.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
I watched Bad Boys 4 at IMAX. Crowd was packed, and it was a good time. Love Reggie stealing the show.
Yep.
Facts.
Same.
That scene just came out of nowhere.
No.
I was like, what the hell? And it was just amazing. I loved because when the scene happened, I was like, okay, they're gonna be on the run, yada yada. They was like, no. We're gonna do even better.
I was worried for survivability of that scene.
Yeah, that's true. The Ace Avenue, thank you so much for
the
panel membership. Appreciate you, man. I wonder who got it. You're so dope. You really want to hear well? Use that air cleaner with the bulb and warm water. Oh, I have a thing like that. I have a one where you connect it to your phone so you can see inside the air.
I have that too.
Oh, nice.
Just got that in the mail.
I have an extreme amount of wax problem that I've gone to the ear doctors and they're like, I don't know why. You just have a lot of wax. We just cleaned this shit a couple weeks ago. There was a lot now. I'm like, I don't know. It's just how my ears are. What role in MCU would you guys want to play? Oh, like me?
Oh. If I could drop 100 pounds, 130 pounds, I'd probably go for Blade. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Or if I could drop, how much I weigh? If I could drop like 200 pounds, I would play an adult Miles Morales.
My issue is that I'm going to have to recast a white character because they don't make light-skinned comic book characters, unfortunately. I don't got nobody that looks like me, unfortunately. Which I'm fine. I'm glad that dark skin / a little bit brighter than dark skin have representation because you guys don't have representation in anything else. But yeah, if I would probably, who would I want to play? Who has my sensibilities? Man, you know what? I'll be a dreaded Cyclops.
That'd be cool. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have a good moral compass, but don't F with my peoples. Just remember when you're feeling alone, look at the stars. The kings of the past will always be the guide to you, and so will I. Ooh, that's deep.
That's good.
That is
deep.
Lion
King wisdom right there.
The next film up is Am I Okay? A movie that debuted on Max. We both saw this one. I have the synopsis here. I'm glad I told you to watch it. Lucy and Jane have been best friends for most of their lives and think they know everything is there to know about each other. But when Jane announces she's moving to London, Lucy reveals a long-held secret. As Jane tries to help Lucy, their friendship is thrown into chaos. That's a great synopsis because that's literally what the movie's about. There's other stuff, but
a long-held secret.
Yeah.
There's a secret that long-held?
The lesbian. Well, okay, so this movie is about...
She didn't even know.
She kind of had a feeling, but she wasn't sure, and she said it felt wrong or something like that. So I wish they would have jumped into that a little bit, like her past and why.
Yeah.
That would have like elevated the movie just a little bit. But Am I Okay? Starring Dakota Johnson, Sonia Mizuno, who's one of my favorite actresses as well, who's been in a couple things that I like, but she doesn't really get a lot of shine. And Kiersey Clemons, one of my favorite actresses as well, did a really, really good job in this movie too. She's for the streets, but she did a really good job. And the girl from The Bear is in this, Molly Gordon.
Okay.
And Jermaine Fowler also is in this, who's a really good comedian.
Yeah. I had
The Blackening.
I was like, who is this guy? He was in Sorry to Bother You.
Sorry to Bother. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen that scene where he's with Lakeith Stanfield. Yeah. But he's also in The Blackening. Did you see that?
I did. I loved it.
He's the villain. Great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This movie is really, really good. It came out perfect month, Pride Month. This is about Dakota Johnson's character struggling with her sexuality, going her whole life portraying herself as a straight woman, but not ever feeling attracted to men. And there's this funny scene where she has this guy who she's like, we're just friends. And he's like trying to do the thing. And she like get repulsed. It's like a meme now. I'm seeing clips of that scene on social media used as like, see, she wanted the bear. But yeah, I think Dakota Johnson, this is her wheelhouse, right? Like a lot of people dumped on her because of Madam Web. And I think that her wheelhouse is small indie dramas where she gets to be like emotional and like really go through something, right? Like I've seen her in other films like that too. She asked Dadio was a film that somebody said was really, really good. And that's something else she's doing in there where she's going through something emotional with Sean Penn. And she had great chemistry with everybody in this movie, right? Like great chemistry with Kiersey Clemons and Suzuno. And I really, really, really enjoy the journey of her like coming out and then her trying to figure out what that looks like as a 30-year-old. That was another thing in this movie. It was like, I'm figuring stuff out that people figure out when they're 18 now. And her friend going like, it happens for everyone at a different point. It's fine. I'm glad they never did the thing where like, oh, but I've been attracted to you the whole time. I'm glad they never
was waiting for that to happen, and I'm so glad it didn't.
I'm so glad it didn't, because I thought there was like a scene where they were in a bed together. I was like, oh, here it comes. But the movie was smart enough not to do it. And I like that the movie wasn't just about Dakota Johnson's character. It was really about both characters.
Yeah,
because there's a flip in the second half of the film where they focus on the best friend, and you kind of get the background there because she kind of portrays herself like this well put together perfect person, and you kind of start seeing that she's not. And you can see where that strife between the friendship. We don't get a lot of movies about friendship. It's always usually like, oh, we're in love with each other, yada yada yada, and stuff like that. So it was cool to see a platonic friendship and that love and how much that matters. Put to the test and things like that. I just really liked the film. I thought it was funny in parts, really, really emotional. It had some moments in there. I was like, you goddamn piece of shit. Like when they were arguing at the job. Like
Kiersey Clemons argue and curse.
And loud.
Who do you think, like, anyway?
First of all, walking through the whole every department. They walked through every single department of that job. It was a small job, but still.
Because to me, it's like, you don't respect me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't respect the fact that I have a job that's outside of you, and who, like, I have a whole life outside of you. Like this, not everything has to deal with you right here. Anyway, that really bothered me.
So there's gonna be moments in the movie that probably annoy you, but I think that it's purposeful. Like they're supposed to annoy you. But it's a really good film. It's weird that it released so quickly after Turtles All the Way Down, because I think that they have very similar story beats. In terms of like how the characters interact, even like the argument and everything is almost similar in terms of what they talk about. And I think that's the better film. And they're both on Max. It's just weird to me because they had this film since last year January. But
even when you mentioned like films about like friendship, that was I thought about Turtles All the Way Down.
I it's a movie that I don't think is great, but I loved. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a really good film that I loved. I can see myself watching again.
Yeah. So I felt the same way. I had a really good time with this movie. Everything that you essentially said, I ditto. Like I definitely agree that Dakota Johnson is one of those actresses that should probably remain in remain in indie film. Pardon me, remain in indie films. She, like Michael Cera, Jesse Eisenberg, like all there's a host of actors and actresses that should just kind of, stay in that lane, and even including Kirsten Stewart, like all of them kind of, I don't want to say belong, but they do their best work in smaller films. And this is no different. This movie is really good. I really enjoyed it. A smooth hour and a half, which I really appreciated. It didn't overstay its welcome at all. It ended right when it was supposed to, and like you mentioned, it does a really good job at exploring both of its main characters, especially Sonia, like her character. I really enjoyed how over the course of the film it was like, hey, you've been called controlling. Here are the different ways in which that is true, even though you're trying to deny it the entire time. It's like, hey, did you like? Oh man, like just that's a spoiler. But maybe we'll talk about it off screen. But
but just even the conversation with her boyfriend, right? Like
that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
like we don't have to spoil what happened there, but it's like a revealing thing for her, like because Dakota Johnson's character called her controlling, and she brushed it off. But then when the boyfriend does it, it really impacted because she's like, "This is my guy. Like we're like this," because they were like this the whole movie,
right?
So for him to like kind of relay that message in another way, she was like, "Oh shit, I need to."
Right, and like not a spoiler, but at the end, without spoiling it, you didn't even ask me. You just assumed. I was like, "Ma'am, like it's right
Dakota
here."
Johnson's character asks, "Is he okay with this?" She said, "Of course." So when it came back around, I was like, "Ooh, okay, good writing,
great writing." Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now the question is, where do we put this in the ranking?
I put it in a matinee.
Yeah. Thank God. Woo, I thought we was gonna have to argue about this.
Put it in a matinee. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would put it in a matinee. It's not something I'll say go run to. Well, you can't run to the theaters; you got to stream it now. But
Right.
I would have been fine watching this in the theaters because it's consistently engaging, which some films have an issue with. And like you said, it's 90 minutes. There's nothing in the film where I was like, "Oh, I wish this was longer." It it got to all the points. It slowed down when it needed to slow down. It was just really strong.
Agreed.
Just remember, I read that already. I can see it now. The dread's holding them while hitting them with an optic blast. I'm with it. Oh, that's crazy. Just wrap them around. Just what's a motto? Nothing. What's the motto with you? That's a good one.
That's a good one too.
That's a good joke. You can do the next synopsis because this is a film that I actually did not see.
So
yeah, that's Thelma.
Thelma. When 93-year-old Thelma Post. Oh, that's her last name. Her last name is Post. I was like, Post? She posted something? When 93-year-old Thelma Post gets duped by a phone scammer pretending to be her grandson, she sets out on a treacherous quest across the city to reclaim what has been taken from her. So essentially, Thelma is actually like a true story of this 93-year-old woman who's a grandmother, who is not in assisted living yet. She still lives in her home, and she gets called one day by a phone scammer who scams her out of 10 grand out of her like savings. It was one of those phone scams that was like, I don't know if you've seen this like in the news or anything like that, but it's one of those phone scams where someone will call with AI or ask somebody who sounds like you. It was like, hey, grandma, I'm in jail. I'm in trouble. I need bail money and blah, blah, blah. My arm's broken. I got into a car crash. And then the older person will send money because they're just so frazzled. They're trying to work the phone and the computer and all this other good stuff. And I just found the movie to be very sweet. I found it to be very endearing. I thought the June June Squibb is the young lady who plays Thelma. This is her first role. Her first, not her first role, her first starring
Leading.
role
Yeah.
leading role at 93 years old. This is her first leading role, and she absolutely killed it. So the movie's so funny, and what it is, honestly, it's an action movie, which you don't expect. So it's an action movie, but it's an action movie from the perspective of what an action movie would be like for an older person, right? So
Yeah.
all the din 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 is her calling up her friends. Oh, is Bernadette there? Can she find? Oh no, din 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 din. Like, it's all that kind of stuff. She goes to a assisted living home to partner or to actually take a scooter so that she can like drive around the city on, so she can track down these people who stole her money. And the person who owns the scooter is, of course, none other than I cannot believe Richard Roundtree. Richard, this might be Richard Roundtree's last role because he did pass away. Richard Roundtree is the gentleman who portrayed Shaft. So yeah, he's great in this movie. So it actually becomes a buddy cop movie in the middle of the film, which is so freaking cool. So they travel around the city together. They're trying to avoid her family because they're trying to get her back into the assisted living, and she has like her little life alert bracelet, and she's doing diversions and distractions and all this kind of like espionage, and she has to like find like a computer to make this thing work, and the computer's a din 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 din. Like she does, and then eventually like she gets a gun. Like it's great. It's such a fun film, and it's such a sweet film, and it really makes you like appreciate older people, like the older people in your life, especially those who like they they don't have all those connections anymore, right? So, and they can't just get up and do for themselves anymore. And there's a point in the movie where one of the the action, like so every action film has this, like if the bomb, like you have 20 minutes and the bomb go off, right? Her situation is like, I I don't like using life alert, right? It's the thing that I fall and I can't get up, right?
Yeah.
Her situation is no matter what happens, I cannot fall, right? I cannot fall over. So she goes throughout this entire movie trying not to fall over, because if she does, it's a wrap. She will have to call her family, and then her mission's over, right? So that's her. It's such a great, like, and well thought out film.
It takes all
And
the action tropes and apply it to what an old
exactly,
person would do. That's dope.
exactly. And it's an hour and 38 minutes, so it's another like 98 or 90-minute kind of really tight film. I've really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. Coulson is in it. Um, he plays a family member. I forget what the young lady's name. Parker Posey is in it.
I like Parker Posey a lot.
Yeah, she's great. She's great in everything that she's in.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. And for added bonus, Thelma, like I said, is a real person, and she's still alive at 103 years old.
Oh wow! Congrats to her.
So
You know what?
this movie takes place 10 years before her current age, because this
That's
movie takes
insane.
place when Thelma's 93.
You know what? Got it. For that long, she deserved it.
103 is wild.
103 is wild. I think the oldest person in the world right now is 123.
123?
Yeah, she lives in like one of those Asian islands where people don't really go.
Okay.
I remember I was watching the video. She was just like, "Yeah, all I do is sleep, have sex with my boyfriend, and eat."
Ma'am, good for you.
They were like, "How old is your boyfriend?" 74.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
God damn, he's mad. He's so much younger than her, but it's like he's 74.
Yeah. She got herself a young man.
Hopefully with his hips still intact.
Right.
She's like, you got to keep up with me.
What's that, 50 years?
That almost, yeah.
50-year difference? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm really excited. I really wanted to watch this movie. I think Thelma came out the same time Bike Riders came out.
It did. Same weekend.
I skipped movies that weekend. I'm really sad that I didn't get to check out Thelma. It's going to be on streaming I think the 19th, so I definitely will check it out.
Really?
Then.
Already?
Yeah,
it's not the
it's
big
a small movie. Yeah. One thing I'll say is I just looked up is June Squids having a big year. She was in Inside Out too.
Oh,
She was nostalgia.
oh really?
Yeah, that was her.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Good for
So
June.
she's doing her thing. She's coming back.
And that's great
So
because they could have gotten anybody to do it in an old woman's voice, but they got June. That's awesome.
they got June Squid, man. It's funny because these next 3 films are all you, so you can pull up the next synopsis as well.
Oh
But
wow. Okay.
what's it called? Where are we putting this? Where are you putting it?
I'm putting this full price.
And in front of, behind?
In front of Hitman.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
Thelma, right now, Thelma's sitting in the top 3 for the month.
Yep. Yeah. Thelma is great.
I'm excited to check it out. I might watch that with my mom.
Yeah. Thelma's amazing. But yeah, watch it with your mom. That'd be a great person to watch.
She likes action movies. She saw Juice Squid on Fallon, no, Kimmel, and she's like, "Oh my god, this looks so cute." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Thelma was so great. A top movie for me this year was so funny.
I love this movie.
I came back right during the Thelma talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yeah, she was nostalgia. That just made me smile. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Another movie that I cried in.
Oh, Thelma?
Yeah. Tears.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right. Next film up. It's probably the weirdest movie of the month.
Kinds of Kindness. Yorgos Lanthimos. And
Bro, go everybody. I'm gonna plug somebody else's. I spelled this wrong. I'm gonna plug somebody else's review. Go watch Dave, the Dave Show, friend of the channel, friend in real life. His review for Kinds of Kindness. It's a great review, but go watch it to see how he pronounces Yorgos Lanthimos' name and Jesse Plemons' name. I'm telling you, you won't laugh any harder than like any other movie this year. It's so funny. But yeah, go watch his review.
So Kinds of Kindness is very difficult to talk about in a sense for a couple of different reasons. One, it's a weird ass movie. That's number one. But number two, the trailers don't really tell you anything about this film.
No.
So I will talk about it in a very vague way. Essentially, when I went to go see Kinds of Kindness, I remember talking to you and all the fam about the movie tuber fam about like this movie's 2 hours and 44 minutes, and it does a good job of splitting up that time because the movie is actually split up into 3 completely separate, completely different stories, right? So they're all like short films in a sense, but all starring like the same actors and actresses, right? So each one is its own thing. They're not even really connected, except for in one tiny way, which I will not talk about. So these movies, yeah. So each of these short films that are connected loosely, I actually enjoyed each and every one of them up until a point because all of them end in such a way where there's no real conclusion, and it was really kind of like, okay, what happened? Wait, what's happening? And I found myself to have enjoyed the experience, but also left kind of conflicted at the same time. Each one of these short movies or these parts of this movie were stories I was interested in being in a full-fledged or fully fleshed out movie of itself, right?
Yeah.
And that was a little bit disappointing because they built up enough interest in each of these characters to make me invested, but none of them really paid it off in a sense. So it's a very strange experience, and I can't really get into much more than that. I will say this though. There are moments of SA, sexual assault, and there's moments of animal abuse that if you are not able to handle that, I would not recommend going to see this movie. I was squeamish. I was like, yo, what are we doing? But thankfully, a lot of that happens during the last story. But yeah, so with that, I found that Kinds of Kindness is is a good time at the movies. I don't
Okay.
know that it's a good movie, right?
Oh,
So there are certain,
okay.
and because it's three different stories that don't really have conclusions that to me were satisfying. So, but I was interested in all of them. It's like an unfinished Twilight Zone in three different situations, right? So that to me is kinds of kindness. Now I did rate it 4 stars because of how well it's made, right? I did rate it 4 stars because of
The
how
reviews for
well.
this movie is so funny because
Yeah,
it sounds exactly like what you're saying. It's like, yeah, I had a good time, but I don't know if it was actually a good movie. But I
yeah.
said it was great in my review because it's well made and I had a good. Everyone
It's
sounds confused.
weird. It's so weird. It's like, what's happening? So, but it's not even like I'm confused about what I am confused about what's happening. I'm confused about the ending and the conclusion of each
Okay.
one, right? But when it's going on, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm with you. I'm riding with you. And then it just ends, and I'm like, hey,
Oh,
is the ride over? Then we move on to the next story, right? So,
gotcha.
yeah, it's really interesting in that way. Um, so yeah, I gave it 4 stars because I had a good time watching it, and I really don't know what to do with it.
I have a couple
Um,
questions for you as someone that hasn't seen it,
yeah,
who wants to seen it,
hmm
and wants to see it. I know a lot of people haven't seen it. Probably some people watching the stream. I know
sure,
Cece Clement just said she wants to see it.
hmm
Uh, the name is called Kinds of Kindness.
yeah.
Does that name of that movie attach to, like, is it about fake kindness? Is it what are the themes that you pulled without spoiling the movie from these stories?
I want to be 100% honest with you. I have no idea why this movie is called Kinds of Kindness. Zero. I don't know. Maybe if I like sat there and like wrote it out and like tried to think of it, but you could not. I need your girls to tell me why this movie is called Kinds of Kindness, right?
Okay.
The interesting thing about it is that, as you'll see in some of the posters, there's three different colors, and it's kind of a
Mm,
clue during this entire thing that is three different stories, right? And that's really the extent of it. I don't know why this movie's called Kinds of Kindness. I have no idea why. Because I kept looking for it. It's like, oh, that's a type of kindness. I didn't see that at all. I was like, okay, I
gotcha.
do not know. You asked me a second question, right?
No, I'm about to ask you who
Okay.
stood out in the film for you in terms of performance.
Um, so
Cast is stacked.
the cast is stacked. I'm I'm gonna say nobody,
Oh wow.
but not nobody as in nobody was good. Nobody as in everybody played really well. Like
Okay.
everybody did like it's Willem Dafoe, Jesse Plemons, and Emma Stone. And
Hmm.
uh actually everybody is in all three. Um so I would say out of the entirety of the cast, those three stood out
Hmm.
in every one. In every one. They were all great. And Willem Dafoe, it might be Willem Dafoe because he's just a lunatic in all and, and almost like in 2 to 3 stories, he's just like a complete lunatic. Um, Emma Stone stands out in the last story. Jesse
Hmm.
Plemons stands out in the first story.
Hmm.
And I think that in the second story, all three of them kind of stand out. Well, Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons stand out in the second story. Willem Dafoe is a little
Gotcha.
bit more reserved in the second story. So it's a really interesting film. I know some people love it. Something I wrote on the threads
Hmm.
was that this is the type of movie that for people who are smarter than me, which I actually ended up deleting because I was like, I'm selling myself too short. Um,
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, this is definitely for film heads who are like, Yorgos Lanthimos, like the German production, those type of people.
Amazing.
but but yeah, I had a good time.
All right. I feel like I had another question, but I don't remember.
Mhm.
Oh, are they playing different characters each story?
Yeah,
Or is there
completely different characters each story? Yeah.
There's no one person that's across each story?
Nope. Well, spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, where would you rank Kinds of Kindness?
Full price.
What?
It's a good experience. I would say go to the movies and watch this.
Okay. Last question. Is it too long?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Where would you put this?
Because there's 3 different stories. No.
Okay.
Because once you realize it's 3 different stories, like because at the end of the first story, credits start rolling, and you're like, I know this movie isn't over. It's 2 hours and 44 minutes. So I would put it behind Thelma.
Ooh, okay. It's better than Hitman. Okay.
Yeah.
And Day One. All right. That was a really funny and well worth it description of this movie.
Yeah.
So for the last new movie we saw this month, Bike Riders. Pull up the synopsis, tell people what it's about, and tell us what you thought about it.
I just wanted to say, Collective Movie Man, we haven't seen House of Dragon this episode, so I just want to, avoid any kind of spoilers.
Let me see what people
hints
are
at
seeing.
Spoilers or what have you.
Gotcha.
So I'm just looking. I'm just going to avert my eyes to the heavens.
He said something spoilery.
I couldn't. I didn't want to read it because I didn't want to risk it.
Gotcha. I want to see kind of so bad. Probably won't release until streaming for me. I love weird movies. I am a FAFO type of girl. What's FAFO?
I was about to say fear of missing out, but that's not what that means.
Let us know what FAFO means, CC. But based on what Kenny's saying, I may not enjoy it like I want. No solid conclusion will turn me away from a movie. I need closure.
I would definitely go see it, C Money, and let us know what you think, because I'm really interested in your perspective on it.
I want to see it now. This sounds like a type of film I want to talk to people about.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna have the time, man. There's too many goddamn movies and responsibilities. Work is really messing up my
movie. The old F around and find out.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
This. Yeah.
Hey, he didn't put no spoilers in this. That's why I'm putting it. The next one is like super light, but I'm not. There's no spoilers in here. I want to jump in and say hi. Oh my god, I was on the edge of my seat for the last few minutes. Cool. Okay, synopsis for Bike Riders, Kenny. Let's get into the end of this.
Okay,
end of the new movies, and then we'll talk about some of the stragglers we watched that didn't come out in June.
Okay, Bike. Let me type it in because I was trying to avoid spoilers. Bike Riders. Let me tell you the first thing I don't.
Like it's called The Bike Riders. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
The first thing I don't like about this movie is that Bike Riders is one word. It just confuses me and pisses me off. I don't know if that's actually how Bike Riders is spelled, but I'm pretty sure Bike Riders should be 2 words.
Let me see. Bike.
Because every time I type it in, autocorrect gives me an error. All right.
Interesting. I'm not sure now.
How
do you spell?
Because if you're a bike rider, then you're a bike.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a space in between.
Yeah, I don't understand this, which is part of the reason why I feel like. Anyway, that's a whole nother. Overview. So after a chance encounter, headstrong Kathy is drawn to Benny, member of Midwestern motorcycle club, the Vandals. As the club transforms into a dangerous underworld of violence, Benny must choose between Kathy and his loyalty to the club. It's not a great synopsis for what this movie actually is. Let me look on IMDb. The Bike.
This is not a good synopsis.
Yeah, because this movie isn't really about Benny at all. It's the same thing on IMDb. They just copied each other. Okay. Anyway, so let's just go with that as the premise.
Yeah.
essentially, The Bike Riders is a movie I found to be entertaining. I had a good time with it. I didn't love it, but I will
Mm,
say all the performances in the movie are phenomenal. Whether it's
mm,
Jodie Comer or Austin Butler, and Tom Hardy. I enjoyed all three of their performances. I really enjoyed how the movie presented the how the biker club came together. Like they weren't like, oh, we're just some rough and tough dudes. We're the biker mice from Mars, right? There's a guy. There's a Tom Hardy's character saw somebody riding a motorcycle on TV. He was like, "Hey, that looks fun." And then he said to all his friends, like, "You guys want to ride bikes together?" And they just became a motorcycle club. It's like a bike club. It's like anything else. And then they eventually transformed into the lawless um, organization that they ended up being, right?
mm.
Which was really interesting because like their entire pardon me, their entire setup was we want to be free. We want to break the rules. We want to have find some type of value in life, and we're finding it in each other, right? And we're riding our bikes and taking care of our bikes and stuff like that. But as they are becoming like rebels and all this other good stuff, um, the more people start to join their motorcycle club, especially over the generations and over the years, the more people drift away or weren't even a part of the original intent and
The
vision
initial
for the
attention.
club.
Okay.
Right. So that's kind of what the movie explores through the eyes of Kathy. Kathy is being interviewed about the motorcycle club and its rise and
Mm,
fall, right? So it's really like and the person that she's being interviewed by was not in the club, but in a college class was like decided to go and check out like motorcycle culture and like write up a report on that. He left for a bunch of years, came back and talked to Kathy about what happened and what was going on and why he was gone and kind of stuff like that, right? And how the motorcycle club fell. So I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. It had some really good parts to it. Some of the things that I didn't enjoy about it as much was characters just flat out disappeared for large chunks of the movie. So much
yeah.
so that I was like, did he die? Or did he go away? Like off
What
screen?
happened to this
And
guy?
I'm like, is he okay? And then the end credits is like, and this is what happened to Johnny. It was like,
Mm,
y'all
show they told you didn't show.
yeah, they exactly, and stuff like that. I wasn't really too keen on. So they just did this whole thing where for large chunks of the movie, most of the motorcycle club just wasn't together. So and they just it was kind of like they weren't together, and they also weren't on the same page at any point in time, which is like interesting for like conflict in the movie. But they just seemed to be just like, is this a motorcycle club or y'all just like acquaintances, right?
Mm,
Throughout most of the movie. So it's okay. It's a solid movie. I know there's some people like Sully who absolutely love it.
yeah.
I absolutely like it. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much where I'm at with it.
I've seen a
And
lot of people praise the film, but I also see a lot of I see some people say it sucks.
oh,
It's been it's like a lot of divisiveness going on with the film.
mhm.
Um, what's mainly holding you back from loving it? It's because people are coming in and out of the story. Is it because the relationships are not developed enough? Is that what's holding you back?
What's holding me back from the story is that it is not focused. It
Okay.
feels unfocused throughout the film, right? It feels like they're just doing stuff until the
Okay.
credits roll. And they do set up like one or two storylines, especially like with some young bikers who want to join the club. And that ends up coming to a head towards the end of the movie. And that was really good. But for
Yeah.
the most part, it just kind of felt like they were just, diddling around until not diddling, that's crazy. They were just kind of like, trying to like, I'm trying to explain it in a way that it was just it felt like a collection of scenes
Hmm.
put together until the movie ended.
Like it was kind of like a slice of life film with no like
Yeah,
overarching
yeah,
story.
yeah. Even like some of the like their descent into crime, if you will,
Hmm.
just kind of like didn't feel none of these people feel like criminals at all. But apparently they were. And it was like, were they though? So it was just kind of like, all right. So it was good. It's not a bad movie. It's just okay.
And where would you put it within this?
I saw CC Comet Matinee, and I think that's appropriate.
Is it better than Am I Okay?
No.
Okay.
I want to say no, because I'll say is I prefer movies where I know exactly, like, the character starts, like the narrative is clear throughout.
Yeah.
Am I Okay definitely has a clear narrative throughout, and so that kind of wins points for me.
Now, because I want to start some debates on this live stream. We're too kind and friendly to each other, so I'm about to attack you a little bit, Kenny Sparks.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So you just said that you like clear narratives and stuff, right?
Yep.
You know where I'm going, right? You know where I'm going?
Yeah.
But you just went on a 20-minute rant. I'm probably exaggerating the time. It's probably literally like 3 minutes, but about how Kind of Kindness didn't make no damn sense. So, what's the difference between Kinds of Kindness and Bike Riders?
The difference for me is the amount of nonsense that was going on in Kinds of Kindness was entertaining.
Oh, okay.
I was entertained. I was invested. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. What the hell is going on? And Bike Rider, I was like, oh, okay. Right. Wait, what's
the Bike Rider is not as entertaining?
Yeah, it's just
as Kind of Kindness, but also doesn't have a clear narrative.
Right.
I gotta see that, because also Kind of Kindness is 3 different stories, while Bike Riders is one story. So like you should have a clear narrative. I can see the difference there. I just want to put you in the spot because
no. I mean that's a really good question.
So before we get into the films that we saw in June but didn't come out in June, our final ranking is we had no skips.
No skips. Nope.
This is a good month because I'm pretty sure we had some skips last month.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Watchers is the worst movie we've seen this month. But it's not a terrible movie. It's just not the best movie we saw.
Yeah.
I used to be funny. I feel like this is too low. But I didn't see Bike Riders. Huh?
Didn't you rank it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, but I didn't know Bike Riders was gonna go above it.
Okay. Gotcha.
The only reason is I wanted to put it in matinee, but there's a section in there that's a little too laggy that I was just like, I put it straight. I don't want to tell people to go run to the theaters and check it out because I think it's still in theaters right now. Bike Riders is there in matinee. Am I Okay? And then at full price, these are the movies that you should go to theaters and watch full price. And I think all 5 of these films are still in theaters right now. Well, it's a Hitman. Day One, obviously, that just came out. Go see that. Hitman, check it out on streaming. It's really fun. Kinds of Kindness, THELMA, and Bad Boys. THELMA, out of those, I think is the one you need to support the most because older people don't usually get to do roles like that. There's a ageism in Hollywood. So I think that would be good to support. And Inside Out 2 was the clear #1 film for us in June. And I think a lot of people can agree on that. I know there's some people. I know this is going to happen when it hits streaming. There's going to be a lot of people who watch it with all the hype.
It's overrated.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. I see Everything Everywhere All at Once sucks posts every day now. And I'm just like, whatever. It's my favorite movie of all time. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Nothing ever going to change my mind. Unless you find a clear plot hole that I didn't see, nothing's going to change my mind. And I still might not care because the movie made me feel types of ways. That rock scene,
that rock scene is great.
So good. It's so unexpected. And I was like, how you made me emotional with rocks with googly eyes? You geniuses. Okay, let's get into the comments and then get into our last thing. So 80s Kids from 90 said you had a nice comment, Kenny. You know, he was
thanks. It was Avengers versus X-Men.
Nice. I love that cover. I did not know the Bike Riders was a true story. Yeah.
I heard that, yeah.
I'm at 355 subs. You already know anytime one of my peoples get to a sub goal.
That's awesome.
Love it, man.
Keep it up.
Bike Rider, huh?
I was
What you
saying.
said?
I was saying,
Oh,
congratulations.
gotcha. Bike Riders was matinee for me because if I watched it at home, I wouldn't have finished it. Oh,
Hey, yeah, I can see that.
damn. It was a good movie. I just wasn't made. It just wasn't made for me. No part spoke to me. That's the thing that's really important. Sometimes you can recognize something is good for you, it's just not for you.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's well made, but it's not like I don't care.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Like I think we're gonna talk about a movie on my saw in June, but didn't come out in June film that like I know this is well made, but it just didn't speak to me. It's like a big popular movie.
Okay.
It's my number 5 movie of 2024 out of the 10 movies of 2024. Okay, it's in the middle
Nice.
of the back. No, Am I Okay was better in my opinion. I love Dakota's sense of humor. It really carried the film. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, the laser, what's up, man?
Laser.
Kinds of Kindness is probably more fun.
That's accurate. It is fun.
Yeah, Watcher, I did not really care for.
I hear that.
Yeah, I think most people didn't. I'll watch Hitman next year when Knives Out 3 comes out because I will not be getting Netflix back until then. Oh, okay.
Okay, got you.
I'm at 2,010 subscribers.
Congratulations.
Let's go. Another round of applause. It's amazing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Shoot, come on, guys. Yeah, I
mean, no, good job, man.
Wait, why did it stop? Don't do that to my boy Collective Movie, man. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about now what else we watched for this month, and I have graphics for this now.
Oh, awesome.
Kenny Sparks did not know this, so this will be a surprise to him.
I did not.
You will go first, and here you go.
Hey, it's me. Kenny's other watches. Yeah, so I watched. Oh, cool. And we got look at that. Yeah. We got the ratings by it. All right, cool. Marcel the Shell with his shoes on, with that ish on. Marcel was great. I absolutely love this movie. This movie is just magnificent. So yeah, if you guys have not seen Marcel the Shell with the shoes on, it's on Netflix right now.
I see your face.
Please, it's amazing. I highly recommend it. I won't go into the details about what it's about because we probably only got like 15 minutes left. But yeah, I highly recommend it.
Why do you feel like it's IMAX though?
I feel like it's an IMAX because it really humanizes a shell. It does a really good job of just creating these characters that you absolutely fall in love with in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie. Marcel is such a earnest, honest, like lovable young man, and it's weird because he's literally a shell. And then his grandmother comes into the picture, who's also a shell, and she's just the best. It's like if you ever need a palate cleanser,
be right back. Keep talking.
If you ever need a palate cleanser from some like horror movie, or you just need to feel some joy in any given day, go see Marcel. See Marcel. Marcel's great.
Reason why you said all that. Come on out. Here's my boy Marcel.
Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
So adorable. Had to buy it from me.
About that young man, and it's just fantastic.
It's a phenomenal film.
Yeah, it's almost like it's not a mockumentary. Is that what they call it?
It is.
It's a mockumentary about a child who lives in a drawer, and Marcel's awesome.
Well, you know, it came from YouTube shorts from like 10 years ago.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so this was a YouTube series short from like 10 years ago about this character that had like a big following. And they did a petition, and A24 picked it up and made it a movie.
That's awesome because it's great.
Right.
Bad Boys for Life is you guys know what Bad Boys for Life is. I enjoy that movie. I find it to be a matinee because I don't think that it's as good as the other 3 entries, but it's still fun. Dragon Ball Superhero. I watched for the first time. It's great. I'm one of those people who absolutely hated how they, I think the kids call it nerfed Gohan after the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
So just seeing him being a badass here was great. I loved it. I love what they did with Piccolo, how he turned into like a golden version of himself. That was great too. And yeah, they did a good job with that. Dragon Ball Super Broly, like that was good too. I really enjoyed that movie. The previous Broly movies, Bruno, the previous Broly movies, I didn't enjoy as much, but I did enjoy this. A Violent Nature.
Wait, before you get into your next movies, one other thing I have to say, I went to watch Superhero in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
It blew my, like, me and my friends were losing our shit
The
watching
animation
when he turned to the beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way it looked on that screen was amazing. But I watched Brawly. It wasn't IMAX, but it was like a bigger screen. It was me, Clay, and a couple other people who just love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
When that first of all, that movie's just greatly animated.
Yes.
But when Brawly fights Gogeta, is it Gogeta? Vegeta? One of them fusions.
Gogeta, yeah.
When they punch and go into that second dimension, bruh, that's worth seeing on the big screen because that shit was crazy. That's all I gotta say. I love both of those movies. The two of my favorite movies of all time. Just because I love like how people grew up on Disney films. I grew up on Dragon Ball films.
Absolutely. Toonami? After school?
Facts.
I remember there was one time I felt so bad as a child because my parents wanted to take me to go get the Christmas tree. And I was like, nah, I can't go because Toonami's on. And I felt so, they had left. This was before I had a cell phone. I felt so bad. I should have just went.
Yeah, but your priorities, man.
That was a family thing, but you know, I had to see what was happening on with Cell.
So. And there was no streaming back then. There's no replays. So if you missed the episode, you asked out, and now your friends are talking about Cell and all this other stuff, and you don't know what happened. Is that the cat tail? Okay. Every stream, the cat has to show up. Like I was wondering.
She's just a menace to society.
Okay, next up.
We have A Violent Nature. I actually watched that today. It's a horror movie following the perspective of the actual killer, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right. It had some good ideas that I thought could have been executed a little bit better. Some really cool kills, 2 really great kills actually, and then 2 kills I thought were like, man, I really wish I would have seen that kill. And there's one point where the killer crosses a lake, and I really wish I would have seen the perspective in the lake underwater of him walking through, because I thought that's where we were going because we were following along with him, but it seemed like, you know, it's budgetary reasons. And then there's the last part of the movie where they're driving.
10 minutes.
Yeah. And I was sitting here like, I had written my review. I was like, okay, let me not publish it because I might have to, you know, rewrite something because something else might happen. Nothing happened. Like the movie ended literally 10 minutes before it ended. In my opinion. So it was a good experiment. It was a good experiment.
Yeah. Next up.
Inside Out, fantastic. I don't want to talk about that too much because, you know, Inside Out is great. Lift, skip that shit. Like it's a Kevin Hart Netflix original, and it's as bland as you can possibly get. Like that movie sucks. And I don't say that about a lot of movies, but that movie's awful. Yeah, it's not worth your time, ma'am. Yeah, and the last one, Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. I don't know how you take almost every character in the DC universe and make them boring, but this movie successfully did it. Both parts of this series have successfully made some of the best characters in comic books and taken them and have made them absolutely like just a snooze fest.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it. So those are Kenny's other movies he watched this month that didn't come out this month.
Yep.
I think overall you had a good time because You have 2 IMAX films here, 2 full price. You have a matinee and you have a stream. That's good to great to amazing. You know what I mean? And you're just those 2 skips.
Ran the gambit.
Yeah, ran the gambit. You went through all the roller coaster of emotions.
Yep.
And let me talk about ours. We'll take the last few comments and head out. So my other films that I saw, Inside Out is a full price for me. I've been on record to say this. I don't love these films as much as everyone else does, but I do love these films. It just was such a great time. I've heard great things about this film for so many years and just have not watched it. And I end up falling. I was like, this one lived up to the hype. Like, you know, I used to do my throwback reviews every week, which eventually, once I get past this Lord of the Rings thing, I will start that again. And a lot of times these movies people would hype up and I would watch. I'm like, oh, this is not that good. Or maybe not say it's not that good, but it's not as good as people made it out to be. It's not like an all-timer for me. But Inside Out is one of the best animated movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I loved it. Bad Boys for Life is a matinee for me because it just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I think that they meandered. I think the word you were looking for before was meandering. They were meandering a lot in this film. And the action was good, but it wasn't like anything to, oh my God, for. Yeah, I just thought it was a good time, but it wasn't great. I saw the TV Glow as probably the most disappointing film I saw this month. Because I was really hyped to watch it from the trailer. It's A24. It has 2 actors that I actually enjoy watching when I see them in different things, Justice Smith, and I forgot what their name is because I think they're non-binary, so I wanted to say she, I think it's there. And it just looked so trippy. It looked like the type of film that I would say I love and other people hate, like a Skinamarink or something like that. But it just, and it's well made. It's well made. I understand the themes. It's not a matter of me not understanding the film. I understand what they were, because I think the directors also non-binary they were going for. But it just didn't, as CC Clemens said very gracefully, it didn't speak to me. Right? Like it should have spoke to me because it's about 90s nostalgia. It's about finding your identity. It's about finding people that you connect with. These are things I struggle with my whole life. But the execution, like the aesthetic is great. The way it looks, the music, the soundtrack is probably the best part of the movie. And everything they were going for, I like that how ambitious the film was. But for me, I should have had this off the whole time. But for me, the narrative didn't really connect really well, and the performances. It's not the actors are bad. I think the way they were told to act wasn't what connected me. I don't. You understand? Like they are not bad actors, but the way they told them to play the characters didn't connect with me. I didn't like.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch on that because every time you rant on Star Wars, I lose subs. So we're gonna move on. But if you like I Saw the TV Glow, I'm happy for you. I think it has a great representation on how it feels to be trans and struggle with that. And I love watching movies about other people's, I don't want to say struggles, but experiences that I can't relate to because I'm not going through it, but to be able to relate to it now. So if I interact with someone with that experience, I know how to kind of navigate it a little better.
Agreed.
But for me, this movie didn't do it well. That's the wrong thing. The Beast is a matinee for me. It's a sci-fi horror drama film about a future where AI has kind of taken control. They're taking the jobs, and in order for you to compete in getting jobs, you have to go through a procedure that wipes kind of your emotions away. So you're kind of robotic. So the main character is going through this process, and she kind of having second thoughts about it because she loves having feelings. She feels like that's what makes you human. So in this movie, the movie is very ambitious. There's a lot going on. So I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. In this movie, other than the AI, the movie believes in reincarnation. So it believes that you've had multiple past lives, and each of those carry on in your DNA and your trauma. And that creates a lot of your emotions and things like that. So this character or this this person in the movie, the main character, is going back to their past and interacting with this loved one and how their love always failed each generation. So I think it was like the Victorian times,
Mm-hmm.
2014, and then 2044 is the time periods they go to. And there's something bad happen, like something as bad as happening in the 19 Victorian times, and then the 2014, and then she's trying to avoid it happening in 2044 when she meets up with this person again. And it has horror elements, it has dramatic elements, it has some dark comedy. It's beautifully shot. Starring Lea Seydoux, who I think is one of the best underrated foreign actors, but she doesn't get a lot of American work. She does a really great job in here. And George McKay, who wasn't the original actor to be in this movie, had to step in like halfway through the production, so he had to learn French for this movie. It's crazy. He does a great job because he has to play 3 different characters in this movie. So like I think it's worthwhile. It's meditative on the human experience. And there's a lot of different things going on in this film that I think is worth a try. It's available to rent. It didn't get really it got like a small theatrical release in the beginning of the month and then went straight to rental real fast because it didn't have a big advertising budget. A Violent Nature I actually liked a lot more than, obviously you can see Kenny said I put it as a matinee. I don't think it's a full price thing because it's very low budget. I was looking at the budget for this. It's less than $1 million they spent on making this film because they made it themselves and then they shopped it at festivals and then Shudder and IFC picked it up. So the movie was already made by the time Shudder and IFC already made it. So they probably made it on a shoestring budget and used whatever was in their vicinity. I just appreciate the ambition of this. This is Friday the 13th, but from Jason's perspective. And while I do think that the movie would have been like, I think the movie is great, but I think that it would have truly been great if they would have stayed on Johnny's perspective the whole movie instead of sometimes cutting away, especially that ending. We talked about that. I think that this movie would have been really special because it plays on a lot of people say, oh, nothing happened, or why didn't they hear his footsteps? The movie is playing on the old classic 80s, 90s slasher tropes. When we watch slasher movies and the people are doing their thing and the killer's walking around and we don't normally see them, we don't ask why they're not hearing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they just don't hear them. Fire is going, they're playing music, they're talking. But we're seeing it from his perspective. So obviously we're hearing the tree crunching and stuff like that. They might think it's an animal. They're in the woods. You know what I mean? This movie has one of the illest kills I've ever seen in my life. And I saw Terrifier 2.
What a great kill.
Holy crap. It was so mean, too.
Yeah, it was mean-spirited.
Mean. It was so mean-spirited. Like, everything up before that, it was kind of like, get the hell out of my way kind of kill, right? Like, that was it. But this one was like, I don't like you.
Like, I was actually thinking that while the kill was happening. And it's funny because the kill takes so long that you could actually have, like, full thoughts and commentary while it was happening. I was like, yo, this is unnecessary, man. Like, like just be done with it.
Yeah, like, I feel like the movie is worth a rental just to see that kill. If you're into like horror movies and those type of things, if you're not into gore and stuff like that, you don't want to see it because this is one of the goriest things I've ever seen in my life. I call it the Yoda kill, and it's crazy. And there's another kill in there that's really great. Like you said, the water one, I wish we did see because I thought that would have been really cool. But I understand it's a low budget film. There's no way they were going to be able to pull that off under $1 million. But I still think how they executed with the limited money they had was cool. Because it was kind of that mysterious, like, oh my god, what's happening to her thing. And just the cutter kill. It was a lot of great kills. I like how they
was the one I was like, but why though?
I think because he knows that I don't want to spoil, but the relation that character had to something that happened 10 years ago. I think because this Johnny character is a kid.
Basically.
He's a grown-ass kid. Because the whole plot, like part of the plot, and this is not spoiler, is like he's a vengeful spirit inhabiting this body. Because something that happened to him like 40 years ago, right? And he's basically a little kid. Like that part really made the movie for me when he got the toy car. And I was like, oh, okay.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool kills. I really like following from the killer's perspective. And I think that there will be a better version of this made. I think someone's going to see this movie, be inspired, get $10 million, and then make another movie similar to this, and we'll get that underwater scene, or we'll get that, you know what I mean? But I love that this movie was made so that someone will be inspired, because horror movies are kind of falling into a rut where they either are elevated horror, where it's about that person's trauma, or it's a Blumhouse horror where they make an inanimate object alive, or it's just animals being weird. Like that's kind of the three lanes we're getting. So I like that we have something that's doing something different and it's a little ambitious, even though it's low budget. Because even there's no score in this movie. Like there's nothing.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, which I was surprised, because you're big on score and things like that. But I think you didn't notice because of the nature aspect of it. I think they said they didn't put no score in it because they wanted to feel like an animal, like a bear walking through the woods.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I took it. I was just following along, and hearing those footsteps made sense.
Yeah. Bubba Hotep. So I watched this movie because I was doing a watch along with friend of the channel, friend in real life, Luke Ponto. He really wanted me to see this. I finally got to go on his channel and do a watch along. This is one of the worst movies I ever watched. Do not watch this movie. He hyped it up for me. It's about, how can I explain this? What's Bubba Hotep about? It's about a Elvis impersonator that's actually Elvis in a retirement home because he broke his hip. Everyone thinks Elvis is dead because Elvis died, but that was the impersonator. So Elvis is actually alive, and he's fighting a mummy who is haunting that said nursing home.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Why is he fighting a mummy?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. I don't think that was explained, but it's happening. And yeah, I watched it, or it watched me. I don't know. Toby and me watched it with him, and we were like, yeah.
Now, based on what you said, Elvis has faked his death and is living in a retirement home, and a mummy attacks a retirement home that he lives in. That by itself, I'm in. But I can definitely see that going left quick. Like,
because the problem with the film, it doesn't go as crazy as this premise sounds. Okay. It felt like it tried to take itself too seriously and try to like do this whole like Elvis is trying to ruminate on his life and how he missed out on his daughter and Priscilla and all this other stuff. And I was like,
there's a mummy present. Can we deal with that?
But like he didn't know. Like at first it's like the beetle, you know, it's because it's from Egypt. It's like the beetle's attacking people and it's killing people in there, but he's in his bed. He don't know what the hell's going on. It's not until like halfway through the movie he finally sees a beetle and then the mummy shows up. It's not a good movie, dude. Don't do it. Unless you need to make your 100 movies in a year. Don't. It didn't even come out this year, so it wouldn't even count. Don't watch this movie.
All right. Yeah.
It's bad. Sorry, Luke. I know it's one of your favorite movies. It's just not for me. It was not. It wasn't funny. It wasn't interesting. It was just like, what the hell is going on? There was like a JFK. It was apparently JFK was in there. He didn't really die. It was a lot going on, bro. It was a lot. It was a lot, and I was just like,
I'm gonna look up a trailer for it. I probably will never watch it, but I at least want to see some kind of something from it.
Go watch. Yeah, go watch the trailer. Watch. And it's guy from Evil Dead. What's his name? What's the main character from Evil Dead?
Ash.
Yeah, that actor.
The guy who plays that.
Yeah, he's Elvis.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah. I have a Violent Nature up here twice. Damn it. What's the other movie I had? Hold on, guys. Finally made graphics and I messed it up. What movie did I watch this month? That didn't come out this month. Bubba Hotep, Awesome TV Glow. Oh, did I talk about Inside Out? That's probably supposed to be Inside Out. No, huh? No, I put that there.
Yeah, that's.
Did I not have another movie? Ride or Die. Am I okay? Bad Boys for Life. Yeah, I guess I didn't have another movie. Okay, that is, I messed that up, but that's fine. Learning experience. So those are the movies that I saw this month that didn't come out this month. I had a good time. Even though Boba Hotep was stupid, I still had a good time watching it with those people. I loved a violent nature. I love The Beast. I love Inside Out. Bad Boys for Life was fun. I saw the TV Glow was an interesting experience. Nice. All right. Let's see what these comments got to say, and then let's wrap this up. Show the preview. F around and find out. Nice comic. It's number 5. Laser saying hi.
The laser.
Oh yeah, baby. We all got wins. Yeah, we all winning right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kenny Sparks, and she said you were interested in seeing and she said you were interested in seeing Horizon America Saga. I can't remember. I sort of asked you that one time. Are you?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Marcel kind of a baddie. And then you wonder why I call you horny, little laser. You wonder why. Strange. Yeah. Marcel's a kid. Don't do that.
Also Marcel's a child.
Don't sexualize Marcel.
That's crazy.
Toonami! Best thing.
Toonami. Great memories.
Hey, Kenny Sparks, Zach. I wanted to ask you if next month you'd be okay if you join guys for the stream. I think it'll be really cool. I think we're gonna keep it just us two because it goes on for so long.
Yeah, we're already over 3 hours.
We're already 3 hours, and adding another person always adds like 30 minutes to an hour to a stream, and I don't want these to be 4 hours because I want it to be accessible to people to watch afterwards. But if you want us to do a stream with you or me, I've done a stream with you. I'm willing to come on your channel. All right, we're going to be doing movies that made you soon. Dave,
hey, that should be fun.
On that. Yeah. Yes, I saw your bike ride review. Didn't get the comment. I'll check out your day one review. If you watched Turning King, I don't know if you saw. Yeah, I saw your comment earlier. Can you show off your kitty cat? Hey.
I'll see.
He's like, is he going?
There she is. There she is.
Hey.
Prince Harvey. She might jump right off the chair.
She's like she's getting ready to do it.
This is Prince Harvey. She's named after the singer Prince and Harvey Dent because she has a split face situation. Like multiple.
She's like, I do not like the camera.
Yeah, and now she's got all this fur on me. I was supposed to record a review after this. Anyway, yeah, that's her.
What movie is about past lives? Was there a movie I talked about that was about past lives? Oh, The Beast. The Beast. How long have you known the legend Kenny Sparks? I think it's about a year. It should be at least a year now.
Yeah,
because we met around during last summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if it hasn't been a year, it's almost a year.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, I definitely knew you by July for sure.
Yeah, I feel like because you started your channel in what? April?
May.
Okay.
May 10th or 12th or something.
May 10th. Yeah, and then we probably met like June, July.
Yep.
Yo, you lucked out that you met people that soon in your YouTube career because, man, my first 6 months was a struggle.
I forget how. Like when I think I don't remember.
I think the Spoiler Kings found you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably they find everybody.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Bubba is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was getting really ready to come out on 4K 2 years ago. Oh my god. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, but I rented it first and then watched it. Thank God you rented it first, because if you would have bought that on 4K,
you've been upset.
And it was terrible. I'm like, what is this garbage? It's not good. It's not. I won't buy that on DVD. I'm sorry. This one guy that I follow you to, his name is Mid-Level Media. Oh, I've heard of him. He collects 4As,
Blu-rays,
Blu-rays, and he got that movie because someone sent him a $20 super chat, and after he watched it, he threw it in the garbage. That's hilarious. And the guy who plays in there, Bruce Campbell. Yes. Oh, what? No, I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he's talking about that movie.
I think
does the director of
Marcel being a child?
Oh, does the director of Poor Things have a weird thing for Emma Stone, or am I just acting strange? No, I think that every director and actor finds their partner, and I think that is just your goal. She said it. She said she's the most comfortable with him. Like she doesn't, he gives her the space to be her and do what she wants to do on set.
Yeah, you can tell everybody in the movie is very comfortable.
Yeah, and this is her third film with him, or fourth. So, and they're doing another one next year. Who's on the movies that made you next? I'm trying to fix the schedule, but it's either going to be Michael 101591 or Collective Movie Man.
Nice. That should be fun.
She's very cute.
I'm talking about
Hi, Prince Harvey Dent.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, and on that note, we have to go as well. This was really, really fun. I think I had a great time this month.
Man, this was great.
Some skips. This was really, really fun. We will be doing this at the end of every month as usual. And definitely check out Kenny Sparks' channel. His link is to his channel in the description below. Sub to him, watch his reviews, his reactions, his live streams, everything. Give him a little boost while he's not feeling well. And
there he is.
Hey, who's this? I don't think I've seen a dog on camera. Hey, cute ass dog.
He's a good boy. Yes, you are. Yep.
Smiling. I'm gonna single you out, Ken. Tell them where they can find you and also what you have coming up next.
Okay, so my name is Kenny Sparks. My channel is Kenny Sparks as well on YouTube, or Kenny Sparks YT. I will be doing a review for Kinds of Kindness, as well as the other movie that we saw this week, which is called A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place. And then at the end of this week, I'm pretty sure I'll be doing a review for Maxine. My reviews are coming out late because I was sick all last week, so I'm recovering from that. And eventually, I will get Meet the Movie Tubers with TJ Bullets out. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. Also, because of a poll on my channel where people voted for either Sparking Conversations, acting, or the Unseen Movie Marathon. People have voted for an Unseen Movie Marathon video to come out this month. So I will be putting out a Unseen Movie Marathon.
Nice.
So
those are always fun.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And that's everything I got going
on. Also, hold on, don't you have a live stream weekly?
I do. If I am healthy for it this time. I'm actually cannot wait to do my live stream on Wednesday. Mainly because I missed the last 2 weeks. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into it and honestly catching up and talking about all the Acolyte and Star Wars and some of the other movie news that comes out this week. I'm going to try to put out more trailer reactions, both because I like doing them and also because they earn me money. So I'm basically throwing away money by not doing them. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and my name is Zach. Zach Attack Reviews is the channel name. Obviously, you know that if you're here. My next video will be a Zach Attack News Live. So be on this Tuesday, 7 or 7:30. That's around the time I'll do them, depending on what's going on before that time comes. We'll be doing that. And I probably might do a little shorter because I know that Acolyte's coming out and you guys are dipping, which is fine. I understand. And I'll be doing the clips of those. So those will be coming out. So if you can't be there for the stream, we'll be on the lookout for the clips of the most important sections. Friday, I'll be seeing, what's the name of that movie? Maxine. So look out for a review for Maxine. And I'm going to try to see Despicable Me 4 on Saturday. So be looking on a review for that as well. So that's what I have planned. If there's any major trailers that come out, I'll react to them. I'll be reacting to trailers on stream. So be on the lookout for that as well. So that's what's coming up soon. And I am solidifying a date for me to watch Lord of the Rings Return of the King extended.
Nice.
It needs to happen because I want to get back into my throwback reviews. I'm also going to announce now that I am no longer going to be watching the Hobbit films.
Yes.
I've just decided that it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch Return of the King, and then I'm going to rank the 3 films and be done with the franchise.
You know what? I'll rank it with you because I watched all 3 this year as well. I mean, if you'd like for that to happen, I don't want to.
Yeah, it is K to Z movies. It's not just ranking the month. We'll do that too. I'm excited for that. I definitely want somebody with me. So if people get mad, But yeah, let me see what your dog doing.
He's being a good boy.
He's being a good boy. It's Bruno.
Yep.
Cute dog. Nice. I'll definitely be there for stream, Zach. Thank you. And I'll rank it with you also if you want to have me there. Nice. I know you're gonna be like, everything is amazing. Yeah, guys, this was fun, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Thumbs up. Yeah.